Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan coming to you from Al Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. Take number 15. You gotta love technical difficulties. Are we on the air? Can anyone hear me? As this stupid second screen is not working. Oh, there's my ugly effing mug. Oh yeah, I can see me now. I feel bad for you guys. The second screen is not working because it wants to be difficult. Let's hit the reset button on that. Happy Friday. Actually, it's Saturday morning. Hope all is well. We just got done playing a Stratomatic game. 1968 tournament. Great game. It's fun. Lots of people in the chat. So check that out if you'd like. Again, this is Chat with Al, number 7, I believe. And what this is, as everyone's giving me a thumbs up, even though the second screen's not working. So I'm assuming you can hear me. I cannot hear me, which is probably a good thing, right? You know? Everyone's voice, like I think I sing good and I suck, you know. Anyway, we have in the chat with us, and I had listed friends of the channel, and did that all go? No, it's still in there. Excellent, 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 excellent. First, let's say hello to the people who have joined us in the chat. We have JD, moderator extraordinaire, author, one of the featured channels on my pages. Mary B from Citadel of Trivia, thank you very much. Dog Sidious, another featured channel. Herb Pilgrim. We're going to be doing our Yankee Red Sox comparison. And Clinton Parks, check out that wonderful channel. Okay, all right, here we go. The plugs for the people I like. I like a lot of people. We got to start disliking some people. I don't know, a lot of them. All right, here we go, folks. Here we go. The people that we like. It's always a good thing. Well, we got to start off with good friends of the channel, Broke Black Man 94 and JD, moderators extraordinaire. Check out their channels. Links provided in the chat and below on the page. Broke Black Man 94, movie and TV reviews, live reactions. Absolutely awesome. Then you have JD, a wonderful friend of the channel. He's an author. He's editing a book that hopefully will be out by the fall. I look forward to purchase it on my Kindle, as it's really annoying me that my second screen's not working. That's just pissing me off to no end. Okay, that's up. I just like to make sure. All right, cool. And he has an audio book, The Politician Murders, on YouTube. Excellent job. And we'll proceed down the line. Friends, we have What's Blazing in Sports, T-Dub for all your boxing needs. Wonderful channel, live chat. You can call in. I torture him. I call in his call-in show. Great person. Higher Ground Gaming with Eric, retro sports play like what I do. Eric's a wonderful person, big Red Sox fan. ID Gesture, we all wish him well. He's been battling some illness. He's been under the weather for about 3 weeks, and I hope he gets better soon. He's been playing some he does retro gameplay, sports games, but he does a lot of strategy games, and he's playing Assassin's Creed in Egypt. Very fun. Check out ID Gesture. Stratomatic Delaware, our good friend Chris from Stratomatic Delaware. Lots of card and dice sports games there. RNGIDP with Craig, another wonderful channel. Love him. He stopped by to say hi today. Hope all is well with him. Check out his card and dice channel. Phil the Issues Guy. The reason why I do this, if you hate me, blame Phil. Check out Phil the Issues Guy. Movie, TV reviews, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, so on and so forth. Also his gaming channel with Joe Dirty Locks. Wonderful people. Espo Strat Network with Chris. He did a marvelous job at Christmas time, a fundraiser for Toys for Tots. We all joined in, pitched in, donated. It was a lot of fun. Tabletop Baseball Plus with the two Earls, card and dice, all kinds of games there. Check them out, wonderful people. Mosley Boxing for some great boxing highlights. Omen Eno, our good friend from Canada. Lots of video gameplay there. Check him out. EO Sports League with Elin, retro sports play. He's working on becoming a broadcaster, and he does a good job. He's getting better and better. Bleacher Bums Gaming with Anthony. Anthony's a wonderful person. Love him, as I do all my friends in the FOC, friends of the channel. And Card and Dice, big boxing fan, big, just knowledgeable, fun guy. Very knowledgeable, I think. Johnny Indie Boots, Johnny the King, Game of Thrones. He's an author, another fun channel. Max Cornelius. Action PC Baseball, another fun baseball fan. Tribes fan, Card and Dice, doing his 1967 Mets Stratomatic replay. He gives you updates on his channel. AU Pack Mule, another wonderful channel. He's big into Westworld right now. Clinton Parks, Retro Baseball National Pastime 3. He's in the chat. Mr. Utah Mike, who likes to jump in and out from our chats now and then. Another wonderful person. Citadel for Trivia. They go every Friday night. I always stop by there when I can. I will sometimes stay for the whole show. Sometimes I jump out early. Great job. It revolves around Game of Thrones, but it's not all of Game of Thrones. And Mary B's in the chat from Citadel for Trivia. She can tell you more. Ask her questions. Feel free. Dog Sidious, good friend of the channel for a very long time. All things Star Wars and entertainment. Check out his Wendy's review. You will never eat there ever again. The original Grognard military strategy games. I love that channel. Itinerary Hobbyist, same thing, military strategy games. Chrissy of Old Stone, wonderful reading voice, Game of Thrones, short stories, things like that. John St. Baptiste music, absolutely fabulous channel. And I forgot a channel. I'm looking at this now. Mary from... if someone could, Broke or JD or anyone in the Mary Woolville, boy, I wanted to put that in there. I just noticed I didn't. I'm going to have to find that link. They talk about Game of Thrones. A lot of lovely young ladies. They all talk about Game of Thrones. Wonderful chat. And I can't think of the Mary Wolverton or something like that. I go to their chat all the time. So anyhow, those are the plugs, and I will find once we get the chat going. Again, this is Chat Without, and we're going to eventually get it where I get people actually on. I'm hoping to get that accomplished by 4th of July and 4th of July weekend, so we can have like JD on actually speaking and things like that. And Broke Black Man 94, so on and so forth, Herb Pilgrim, and anyone else who'd like to join in on our lovely little talk show here. Alrighty. As Clinton Parks, big Game of Thrones fan, as again he has the hots for Danny Targaryen. All right, so I promised Herb Pilgrim. Herb, the floor is yours for the beginning of this, and we'll jump back. Lady Wolverton, that's it. Thank you very much. JD, could you do me a favor? Could you? Could you find? I have that Lady Wolverton and put it in the chat if you don't mind. Herb, let's start off with and thank you, Mary B. I am the worst with names. That's why I jot them all down. I'm horrible. That's why I put everything in the chat and I forgot. So I'm gonna find that right now. Herb, let's give us a taste of a few. Give us five of your favorite Red Sox players. And I guess we can do it by position if you want. If not, just players, and I'll give you 5 of my favorite Yankees. Ice water with lemon is supposed to be good for me, so I drink it. I don't feel any better. I kind of got used to the horrible taste. So, I'm going to find this while Herb will give us some of his favorite Red Sox, and he's a big Yankee fan, so. Also, please feel free to tell me by position, Clint Parks. Thank you very much, JD. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you very much, my friend. As Herb says, want to go by position. Okay, let's go by position. Catcher. Who do you got? So we got Clinton Parks and Herb Pilgrim. And in between this, we're going to chat about other things. So don't get discouraged, people. If you've never been to a chat with Al, as Clinton Parks called it, Clinton, where's your line? You're supposed to say, welcome to the insane asylum. I'm waiting for the line, Clinton. You're cued. Welcome to the insane asylum. So, you can tell us what's going on with your channel. Again, Mary B is here from Citadel Trivia. The link's provided above. JD's in here. His link's provided above and in the page. So, we're going to go with catcher. And I'm going to go Yogi Berra. Yogi Berra and Thurman Munson. So, I have a lot of Yankees I like, even though I don't root for the team. So Yogi Berra is my catcher. And I'll go with Thurman Munson right now. I wanted to go Rick Cerone, but because he played with the Red Sox too. But I'm gonna go Yogi Berra and Thurman Munson. So we're gonna start with catchers. And did anyone? What are your thoughts on the Solo movie? I know Dog Sidious, if he's still there, he has some original thoughts, and we're not too happy with the Solo movie. So Clinton Parks says, here it is. I mean, Clinton, you got cute. He says, welcome to the insane asylum where the Red Sox fans are going to give favorite Yankees and the Yankees are going to give favorite Red Sox. Herb Pilgrim goes with Fisk and Veritek. That's good. And then Clinton Parks goes Bill Dickey and Yogi Berra. All good, all good. I go Yogi Berra. And we're going to give you our Dog Sidious review of Solo right now in a moment. And Clinton Parks goes with Dickey good, and Yogi Berra. And Dog Sidious gives Solo a 2 out of 10. Not so good, my friends. And Dog, what's coming up on your channel? Also, JD, what's coming up? Again, this is what this is about, sharing information and just having some fun. Herb Pilgrim says, Yogi and Munson for you. Check. Okay. Again, Bill, I like Rick Cerrone, but I had to take Munson over him. I'm going to probably go 2 people each position, sometimes 3. And then I think what we might do later on, I can either build our little fun. We're going to actually combine our teams. We'll get it down. And we'll combine. We can make them in Strat or Action PC. I don't know yet. That's down the road. Okay, now let's go first base. And for me, no doubters there. Lou Gehrig, the Iron Horse, and Don Mattingly. So I like Lou Gehrig and Don Mattingly there. And as I wait for Clinton Parks and Herb Pilgrim, Dog City says, I'm going to be on AU Pack News Channel Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Star Wars chat. Excellent. We look forward to that. So Dog Sidious will be on AU Pack News Channel. So check him out at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday, Star Wars chat. Clinton Parks is Mattingly and Gehrig, so we agree there. JD, me working on Chapter 9 and 10 of the Politician Murders, and probably random chats. I haven't figured out my internet issue for streaming games yet. I liked, remember, JD, we had such fun with the dwarves, like, RPG game, and then it was like story mode, and we can make decisions. I used to make a bowl of popcorn, sit down, just have a good old time with that. So JD is going to be working on chapters 9 and 10 of his novel, book novel. I say novel. I think that's okay to say. His audio book, we'll call it, on YouTube, The Politician Murders, and check that out. You can go to his channel, link provided, and he has them listed. And JD, I think you have provided the link for, I think Herb asked for it, but you can always just keep popping that in when you want. That's why you're a moderator, my friend. So I was on Time Out for Trivia. I keep doing that. That's like the old sports trivia show I used to watch on FNN Score. Citadel for Trivia today. We had a lot. They had cartoons, so I was there. I actually answered some right. JD says, love the dwarves. Haven't played it since the internet went haywire. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that. It's just fun. It was fun. You did a good job with it. We made selections. I was always sort of on the cruel side, I guess, and that was a very fun game. And there was some glitchiness to the stream, but the game itself and the way you produced it and played it and interacted with the chat is absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So, another thing we're going to throw out there, worst blind dates. That's going to be something we'll discuss. I don't know if Herb's still there. Oh, Herb's there. Herb says, this was tough because I have 6 names. Kevin Euclid is my favorite for both my wife and I. Okay. And just because of his hilarious batting stance. But Big Papi, Jimmy Fox, honorable mentions for Buckner, LOL. Oh, you had to throw the Billy Buck in there. Bill Buckner is an excellent player. Bad thing happened to him in Game 6. Shouldn't have been out there on the field. Every time late in that year, if they had a lead, Dave Stapleton would come in to play defense. Broke Black Man 94 has entered the chat. Moderator extraordinaire. Listening in the background until I go to sleep. Demon Child gave me the cold, drinking cold syrup, ginger ale, orange, and painkillers. Well, be careful with those painkillers, my friend. Mary B, I vote for Snoopy as the best. Snoopy? I tell you what, Mary B, that is excellent. Snoopy was an excellent shortstop. And I'll tell you what, Bugs Bunny would fit in on any team because he can play every position. Great job by Mary B. As everyone's saying hello to Broke, and we wish him to be better soon. So we're throwing out there worst blind date or date. Another thing that we'll chat about. So Herb Pilgrim goes with Kevin Youkilis and Jimmy Fox. Big Papi, David Ortiz, an honorable mention to Billy Buckner with a sly LOL. Dog Cities. Bugs Bunny could play them all as Al beat me to it. I tell you what, we were in the chat on the Citadel for trivia, and I said to Dog Cities, do you remember Watership Down, which was one of the most vicious? That was a kid's cartoon, and it was about these rabbits and totalitarianism. It was extremely vicious. It was a book. And so we were talking, and we knew right away, and then it came up as a question, and we answered, and he types faster than I do, God bless him, and we answered within seconds. He was first, I was second. So, I mean, a Watership Down, what was that, Dog Sidious, like late 70s, early 80s? As he said, scared the heck out. It did me too. I remember, and I went to see it twice at the Bing Theater in Springfield, Massachusetts. So, we used to walk to the movie theater. Uphill, both ways, in rain and snow. Just kidding. But yeah, that was Watership Down. Look that up if you haven't seen that. It was a vicious movie. It's about totalitarianism. They do it with rabbits. Sip of, I have no coffee with me because I'm already jazzed up on it. I have my lemon ice water. Thrilling. All right, so we've got, did Clinton Parks answer his, yes, he did. He answered his first base. Let's go to second base for the Yankees now. In second base, I got to go with second base, a little, I know who my shortstops are. Second base is a little tough for me. I'm going to go Willie Randolph. And Lazzeri. Yeah, Richardson's good too. Oh boy, Richardson or Lazzeri. You know what? I'm going to go Willie Randolph and Lazzeri, and Richardson's right there, obviously. Herb Pilgrim, like Animal Farm, maybe. Oh, Herb. Worst. Yes. It's the same concept where in Animal Farm, you get rid of the old boss, as they say, and the new boss is worse. And again, the farmers were not nice to the animals. They overthrow them. But that's the thing on communism, Animal Farm is. They do it very well. Again, communism, fascism, they're all the same. It's totalitarianism. No matter how much they hate each other, it's the same. One goes with an economic system of communism where the fascists are sort of capitalist and socialist. Anyway, Clinton Parks says, I saw and read Watership Down. Yeah, I've never read it. I think I want to do that, though. Dog City is like Game of Thrones with rabbits. Excellent point. That is a good analogy. So, all right. So I think I'm gonna. So our second baseman, Clinton Parks and I are Red Sox fans, and our Yankee picks are Tony Lazzeri, Bobby Richardson, and I went with also Willie Randolph. Can't go wrong with any of those three players. Herb Pilgrim says second base tough also because not many. Dustin Pedroia and Bobby Doerr. Definitely I like Bobby Doerr there. Dustin, you got to go. Those are good. Those are good. Now, good choices here. Shortstop. For me, Phil Rizzuto, Derek Jeter. And you could also go with, I'm going to go Phil Rizzuto and Derek Jeter. Holy cow! As Clinton Parks goes with the Scooter and Jeter. I mean, there's other good shortstops too, and this is for a fun little thing, because we're gonna make a team later between Red Sox and Yankees. We're gonna combine it. We're gonna have one heck of a team, and we'll play the decade teams. Probably. So I think I'll probably do this with yeah, no Bucky Dent. No Bucky Dent on my we're not bringing up Bucky effing Dent. As Herb Pilgrim says, easy. Nomar and Rico. Nuff said. Rico Petrocelli, who had the home run record for shortstops for a long time. And again, Mary B goes with Snoopy. Can't go wrong with any of them. Snoopy, we can work Snoopy in on this team. Bugs Bunny also off the bench. I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll move on to third base. Third base for the Yankees, I have to go with Greg Nettles. This is a tough one. Greg Nettles. And I know they have other third basemen. As your Pilgrim's going, Bucky, Bucky, Bucky. So Clinton Parks goes with Nettles, Boyer, or Carey. Nettles, to me, is a no-brainer there. I'm not going to go with any of the team's third basemen from the... Oh, Brocious. Oh, Brocious. I'm going to go Nettles and Brocious. And again, you could go Boyer, Carey. Nettles definitely's got to be there. He's on my mythical Red Sox team, my 72 team that's now in 1973. So, yeah. Again, if anyone wants to throw in, once we, yeah, I went Scott Brocious, right? I liked him. Pilgrim, Wade Boggs, Jimmy Collins. Oh, A-Rod. You know what? Everyone hates A-Rod. I really don't hate A-Rod. That's a good one. That's another good one, Clinton. So, and Bugs Bunny. We're going to throw Bugs Bunny in there, too. So, again, another thing out there in the chat. We got to entertain Broke Black Man 94. He's not feeling well. He got sick. Mike McAllister in the chat. How are you, my friend? Mike McAllister. Another FOC member, friend of the channel. Glad you enjoyed the Stratomatic game. So, what we're doing here, Mike, we're picking our favorite Yankees and Red Sox. If you're a Red Sox fan, you pick Yankees. If you're a Yankee fan, by position, you pick Red Sox. And the other thing, worst date, blind date, things like that. That's going to be our next subject. I got some funny stories with that. Her Pilgrim says, Brocious had a great card in Dynasty Baseball back in the day. As Mike McAllister says, doing good. Pigpen at third, Mary B says. So she's going with the Charlie Brown baseball team. And speaking of Charlie Brown, did you ever see, they did a special. I've only seen it twice. Well, they play for the City Football Championship. Charlie Brown's a starting quarterback. He gets yanked for Peppermint Patty. Because Peppermint Patty had a thing for Charlie Brown. Even though I think she might have been... I like Peppermint Patty. She had a thing for Charlie Brown. And she might have had a thing for someone else, too. But Charlie Brown gets yanked in the City Championship game. And he doesn't get back in the game until the end, when they're going to kick a game-winning field goal. And Lucy, that witch, she always pulled the ball away, right? This is the game-winning field goal for the City Championship in the Sandlot Football League. And she pulls the ball away, and they blame Charlie Brown. I can never understand that. Anyway, that's just thoughts on that. Her Pilgrim, Freddie Lynn in center field. Oh, that's cool. All right, so now we're going to start with left field, and then we'll move to center. Mike McAllister, says it's Freddie Lynn. I'm sorry. As Dog City says, Schroeder could play a mean tune. Yes, he could. So in left field for the Yankees, I have to go with Joe DiMaggio, because I'll be going with someone else in center, and Joe DiMaggio could play left field. And he did early on in his career. So Joe DiMaggio. And oh, wow. They platooned so many guys in the 70s out and left. And in the 60s, they platooned different players, too. And in the... Who was their left fielder in the 9? Oh, my God, it slips my mind. As Mary B says, LOL to dog about his Schroeder comment. Could play a mean tune. Charlie played for the Browns. Yes, he did. Charlie Brown. I can't think of a... I'm going to go with one left fielder because I'm going to go with multiple out. Bob Musil. Yes, yes. Bob Musil, Roy White. Musil played on the 2017, those teams. He was very good. Herb Pilgrim. Can there be any question about left field? Come on, Yaz and Ted. You got to throw Jimmy Rice in. Well, we're going to do a Berra. That's right. We have Berra at catcher too, but you're right. You could throw Mike McAllister's absolutely correct. Yogi Berra, tremendous athlete. He was a catcher and he played left field. Good stuff there. Good stuff with Clinton too. Bob Musil. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did, Clinton. Look it up. Early in his career, he played a little left field. They have him show that he can play left field. So, I saw that. I was in shock. I think it was his rookie year. Because they had a veteran center fielder. He played a little left field, I think. I remember looking. I seen it. So, and I could be wrong too. Not a big deal. So, all right. So we've done that. In center, I got Mickey Mantle, Bernie Williams, and Bobby Mercer, honorable mention. And I'm probably forgetting someone from the old teams, but that's who I like. I like Mickey Mantle and Bernie Williams and Bobby Mercer in center. So, and again, I have some good stories about bad dates I've been on. That should be pretty funny and amusing. Jolton Joe and Bernie Williams for Clinton Parks. Absolutely. Can't go wrong there. So we await Herb Pilgrim and Mike McAllister. And Mike McAllister's just going back and forth, but that's fine. You can go back and forth. No problem. So, I once went on this blind date, right? And the female, a long time ago, she picks this restaurant that I like Mexican food. I just hated this restaurant. And she says, do you like this food? Oh, yeah, absolutely, I go there. Okay, so that's the precursor of what's going to happen. And we'll just have to, we'll get back to that. So, Herb Pilgrim, center, Trish Speaker, Tony C., and Fred Lynn. Tony C., tragic story. And I always go back and find the stuff on YouTube I like to watch on him. And I was waiting for Clinton to say that. Center field, you got to have, I agree, Clinton. I would have had Tommy DiMaggio, the little professor, Joe's brother. Mike McAllister, Bernie Williams for the Yanks. Again, it's just for ha-has, We're gonna go one of these days. We're gonna make the team. We're gonna call it the we'll do a combined name or something. We'll get it down to a 40-man roster or something like that. Play a few games against the all-decade teams, National League teams. So, Dog Cities. I remember Lynn hitting the grand slam in the All-Star. Yes, he did that with I think it was with the Angels then. 1982? 82 maybe? Freddie Lynn had always said if he stayed in Boston, he thought he could have been a Hall of Famer. He got hurt a lot. He played hard. He never duplicated that rookie year where he was Rookie of the Year and MVP, but he had some good years, and he was banged up quite a bit. Mike McAllister loved Fredlin. Oh, I was so mad when Fredlin left. You know what's funny? If you're ever bored, or not bored, you might go to Baseball Reference and you just go and you look year by year for the team that you like, and you hit the transaction thing. I never knew the Red Sox had Mike Easler before they had Mike Easler. They actually picked him up from Pittsburgh, then sent him back, and that was in the late 70s. And there's a lot of interesting things you go back and you look at. These transactions, you know, of course, the biggest transaction is when they had Riley Fingers and Joe Rudy for like a half an hour, and the commissioner nixed the deal. Tremendous. And that was 1976. It's actually a transaction. It's in the books, and then they nixed it. All right, so let's move on to right field now. And in right field, you got the Bambino, Babe Ruth. Enough said. Roger Maris, Babe Ruth, honorable mention. Oh my God, you got Reggie Jackson. Oh my Lord, we got that loaded up. And I like Paul O'Neill. I got 4 right fielders right now. So, and we're gonna go with a DH too, so we can slide someone there. Clinton Parks says Sox had Kurt Schilling twice also. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Again, I'm a baseball fan. I was at lunch. I was checking. As Mike McAllister says, Jackson. Clinton Parks, right fielder pitcher for Boston, Hank Bauer. Herb Pilgrim, Dwight Evans, and Jim Rice did play a little right field in Manny. Mary B goes with Timmy Lupus of the Bad News Bears. Dog City is Dave Winfield played center. Dave Winfield could play center field. God, when he was with the Yankees, there was that one year it was him and Jackson. Great question. I think Jackson DH'd and Winfield played right and center. Oh, you're right. Dewey's very good, but you got to throw in Tony Caligiero also. I think Clinton. Tony C. And you could actually even throw in Babe Ruth. I mean, he did play with the Red Sox. So. Dave Winfield was drafted out of high school by the San Diego Padres. He could have went to Minnesota on a basketball scholarship, I do believe. And I think he would have been there with Kevin McHale. And Mark Hall, who you guys don't know, but he was from Springfield, Massachusetts, and got recruited by Minnesota to play college ball. Dog City says, seems so long ago now, getting old, in a galaxy far, far away, Dog City is. But the memories we still have, my friend. Very good to get in contact again with Dog City. I was actually, because you had your other channel, and I was like, I don't get to talk to him anymore. And I remember I talked about that in the chat, and I was bummed out. And then lo and behold, I come across your path once again. Extremely happy, my friend. Extremely happy. So, anyhow, back to my really bad, that's right, Biotic Flux, Dog Sidious. So I go on this blind date, as I said, in the young lady many moons ago when I was a young gentleman. And, she picks the restaurant. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And I hated that restaurant. I hated it because I'd gotten sick there twice. And so we're going to do the standard date. Go out to get a bite to eat and go to the movies if everything goes well. Also, just an FYI, if you're on a blind date, always have a friend call. That way you can get out of it if it's horrible. It's a tactic that can be used very effectively. So we go to the restaurant and I eat, and the stomach starts to do its thing. The grumble, 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 rumble, 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 grumble, grumble. And so now we're driving to the movie theaters, and I had a Cadillac in the day. Beautiful car. White wall tires, black. As Mike McAllister's Red Sox, such win 75 series. It was a great series. I wish they did win it. So we're driving to the movie theaters, and there is a plant that, a sewage plant that redoes the water, and in the day it would stink to high heaven, and you had to drive by it to get to those movie theaters. And they had just started to use some new technology to make the smell go away, and they capped the things on top, so on and so forth. And so as we're driving by, let me just say the grumbling, rumbling turned into a body function. And I remember her turning to me and goes, "Oh my God, I thought they took care of that problem." I go, "I know, it's unbelievable. It still stinks." So my stomach's killing me, and I'm trying to figure out how I can get to the movie theaters extremely quick, because we ate at that restaurant that I couldn't stand and had been sick to twice. So we finally get to the movie theaters, and I said, no, don't get out of the car yet. Let me open the door for you, and I shall continue the story slightly later. As Mike McAllister says, I watched the 75 and 86 series on YouTube. Oh, God. I tell you what I watch over all the time on YouTube. I watch the 78 playoff game to torture myself. I'm not lying to you, at least 3 times a year. And I watch the whole game. I watch it over and over again. I don't do that with the Game 6 of the 86 World Series. I don't do that. I don't think I've never watched it over fully. You know? Never. But the 78 playoff game, I'll sit there and I'll watch it over. Like, I hope for a different result, and it never comes. Never comes. Clinton Parks in the chat says, DH, Jackson, Munson, Matsui, Pinella. I like those. I like those. Nothing wrong with those. Dog Sidious, I was rooting so hard for the Sox in the 86 series. Had an annoying Mets fan as a friend. I feel bad for you then. Mary B says good night. Good night, Mary B. Thank you very much for stopping by. Remember, check out Citadel for trivia every Friday. Link provided on the page and in the chat. Tribes fans joined us. How are you, my friend? Also, Tribes fans link is on the page and in the chat. Wonderful updates on his 67 Mets replay using Stratomatic Baseball. As Tribes fan says, I have not and will not rewatch Game 7 of the 1997 World Series. And that was with the Braves and the Cleveland Indians. And that was actually an outstanding World Series. Unfortunately, if you're an Indians fan, did not result well. As Dog Sidious says, good night to Mary B. Herb says good night. So, back to one of my bad, horrible date stories. So we pull in at the movie theater. Oh, it was the Marlins. Okay. Thank you, Dog Sidious. Moni G has joined us. Okay, that's hilarious that you watch that playoff game over and over. Yes, it is hilarious. I do. I watch that game over and over again, Moni G. The results are the same. I torture myself. The Braves were 95. Thank you, dog. And Tribes fan says 95. Thank you. Mike McAllister. I am a huge Mets fan. Mets won Game 5 on my birthday. That's why I love the Mets. It's all right, whoever you root for. I don't care. But I do watch. I do watch that. I'm not lying. 3 times a year. And the other one I watch to torture myself, but it's more of a pleasure. Game 6 of the 75 World Series. I watch that about 3 times a year. Herb Pilgrim. I refuse to watch or be informed by friends about that Cleveland-Atlanta series. Had no interest. Sorry, Tribes fan. Ooh. Clint Parks, I refuse to watch the 78 game. That game fascinates me probably the day I die. It's just, I don't, and such a horrible bench team the Red Sox had. God awful. God awful. As Mike McAllister says, the 69 Mets. As Dog City says, both outcomes sucked, however. We were just entering a new realm of suckage. Is this the movie chat? Ken Castro, LOL. Yes, Ken. We're waiting for your movie review on Solo, and you can discuss it with Dog Sidious. As Clinton Park says, the gerbil. You are correct. He didn't want to pitch Bill Lee, the lefty. Bill Lee was in the doghouse. They traded Bernie Carbo. We've already discussed that reason. If anyone wants to know, just ask me. Carbo had a bad substance abuse problem. They traded Bernie Carbo. I'll tell you another thing I didn't know I forgot because I was a young kid. Ferguson Jenkins pitched 2 years for the Red Sox, basically a 500 pitcher. Take care, JD. Thank you very much. Peace to you, my friend. God bless. Ferguson Jenkins pitched 2 years for the Red Sox. 76 and 77. What I had forgot, and I found in the transactions on Baseball Reference, was they traded. I thought he left for free agency and went to Texas. He was traded to Texas by a guy who never pitched in the majors. Imagine if they had Ferguson Jenkins on this, and he went 18. He won 18 games with the Rangers that year. I want to say it was 18 and 8, 18 and 9. Imagine if he was still on the 78 team. You pick up Dennis Eckersley and have Ferguson Jenkins. You had already got rid of Rick Wise, so they win the division. If he goes, he went 18 and 8 or 18 and 9 with Texas, and they traded him for one player, a pitcher who never pitched in the majors. Again, he was part of the Bernie Carbo, Bill Lee. They were all good friends. I don't want to use the word clique. They were all good friends, and they wanted to get them all out of there. Which they started with Ferguson Jenkins, then Carbo, and then Bill Lee went the next year in 79 to the Expos. And he basically didn't pitch a lot towards the end of the gerbil, as Clinton Parks puts it. Zimmer didn't want to pitch him. So Herb Pilgrim, 69 Mets, where Nolan Ryan wins his only World Series, I think. You are correct. That is it. That's the only World Series he won. Mets trade away so many good pitchers. As Moni G says, I hope I didn't chase you away, pal. I don't know who she's talking about. Maybe JD. No one chases JD away. As Dog City says, hello to Moni. Herb Pilgrim, Spaceman Bill Lee. Yeah, him and Bernie Carbo. Tragic story, Carbo. He's turned his life around, so that's good. Very bad substance abuse. I mean, you got to watch. You can find that little documentary they did in the mid-90s on Carbo on YouTube, on ESPN they did. Wow. I always wondered, what would happen if Bernie Carbo actually played sober. All right, where's Ken Castro with our movie review? He's entered the chat. And where is D. Scott Howard? Yes, we're going to do pictures next, Herb. Pictures. Where is D. Scott Howard with his goat stories? D. Scott Howard is house sitting with goats. How cool is that? From the great Pacific Northwest. Pitchers. This is kind of easy. Yankees. Ron Guidry. Whitey Ford. I can see. Oh, what is is it Lopez? Is it Lopez? Oh man, I'm gonna butcher the name now. Andy Pettitte. Andy Pettitte was a money. Mike Mussina was a money pitcher for them too. Oh God, is it is it Lopez? That's not his last name. He pitched in the I'm going to have to look. Someone look that up. I want to say he pitched in the 30s and the 40s. And then the bullpens, you got Mariano Rivera, Goose Gossage, a gazillion great bullpen players. Pettitte invented breakdancing. As Clint Parks goes Guidry, Herb Pennock, Red Ruffing, and Waite Hoyt. All great choices. I went a little more modern. Can't go wrong with any of those pitchers. And I want to say it's lefty. Is it Lefty Lopez? As Mike McAllister said, D. Scott, goaded me into 2 games. As Mike McAllister and D. Scott Howard met, and they rolled a couple of Stratomatic or dice games. I don't know which. Was it Appa, Mike, or was it Strat? Clinton Parks, bullpen for the Yankees. Rivera, Gossage, and Sparky Lefty Gomez. Thank you. I knew it wasn't. Thank you, Lefty Gomez. And Mike McAllister goes Andy Pettitte. Thank you, Clinton. I kept saying, that's not the name. And if you've watched my channel, I forget names all the time. So I think Appa, thanks, Mike. So that was kind of cool. So you had a fun time meeting D. Scott Howard. And I wish D. Scott, oh man, I wanted a goat story today. All right, I'm going to finish my bad first date. So we pull into the movie theaters. I have horrible gas because we ate at the restaurant that she wanted that really killed my stomach. I tell her not to get out of the car. I'm going to open the door for her. I walk around. It's like the slowest walk ever around a car. As you can only imagine what I was doing. It consisted with Robin Williams' favorite sound. I don't even remember what movie we saw. I spent the majority of the time in there. She goes, oh, what's right? So I'm going to go get some popcorn. Oh, God. So never, on a first date or any date, go to a restaurant that you hate. No matter how much you want to go out with a young lady. Words of wisdom, my friends. Words of wisdom. Moni G. What? No Tigers pictures? Well, give us some Tigers pictures, Moni G. If you're going to go Tigers pictures, you got to go Jack Morris, Mickey Lolich, Scherzer, the gent in Houston now, who I forgot his name. I could see him. So, and there's other pitchers too. I actually wouldn't put Denny McLain on that team. He was a horrible effing teammate, a shyster, and a bad influence. Denny McLain would not be on my team. He had one outstanding year, really. Morris, Verlander, thank you, Trey. My God, Willie Hernandez, that's it, yeah. Willie Hernandez, you remember they had the other relief pitcher, Lopez, Senior Smoke. Doc Sidious got that, Senior Smoke, that's funny. Mike McAllister would go with Denny McLain. I just wouldn't want him on my team. Not at all. So. Anyway, that's kind of fun. We had Herb come up with some Red Sox. We came up with some Yankees. We're going to put a little team together. I can either do it in Strat or Action PC. We might do it in Strat. And we can play them against some National League teams. That could be some fun. Put together a little team, a little lineup, and we shall roll the dice at some point in time. Moni G. Verlander, thank you very much. Herb Pilgrim, would you ban Jose Canseco for similar reasons as Denny McLain now? I'll tell you why I wouldn't ban Jose Canseco. God rest my mom's soul, that was one of her favorite baseball players. So, I would not... I'm not disagreeing with you, Herb, but my mom trumps that. She loved Jose Canseco even when he was with the A's. And she had actually worked out a trade. I remember coming home from work to pick her up. My mom was a seamstress. I went to her shop to pick her up and bring her home. Her and my dad worked together for years upon years. My dad's barber shop in front, her seamstress shop in back. And I go to pick her up to bring her home. And she's sitting there. And she goes, I've worked out a trade. I said, for who, Ma? She says, for Jose Canseco. And it was actually a pretty good trade. And then, like, I think a year later, they picked him up in free agency. It was pretty funny. As Herb Pilgrim says, enough said. Mike McAllister, Tiant for the Red Sox. Louis Tiant also ended up pitching for the Yankees. Moni G says, oh, wow. And Dog said, that dude could hit some bombs. Yes, he could. Yes, he could. They won a division. What year? I think that was 90. Terry Kennedy was the manager. It was either 95, 96. They won the division, and they got beat in the playoffs. And they had a lot of good name players on that team. I want to even say Willie McGee they picked him up before the trade deadline. And I was like, oh, finally, we get another good center fielder who could field, and he was god-awful. You put the Red Sox uniform on him, he forgot how to field the ball. So, I think it was 90. It was Terry Kennedy was the manager that year. And they had a lot of, I mean, no one liked each other on the team, but they had a lot of named players and stuff like that. So, but, yeah, my mom was a big Jose Canseco fan. I loved Jose. It was entertaining to watch, so I cannot say the same about Denny McLain. I could not ban Jose Canseco for that reason. So, we have Dog Sidious in the chat, and again, we go all over the place. Herb Pilgrim says, you see my bobblehead comment out? Louis Tiant could be hilarious out there. Oh my God, he was... To watch Louis Tiant on the mound, and my nephew was lucky enough to meet him and get an autograph. It's hilarious because I was supposed to use this years ago. My nephew, who's now in college when he was a kid, and he didn't even know who Louis Tiant was. I was like, and that was a game I was supposed to go to, but I couldn't because of work. I couldn't get out of it. And he ended up meeting Louis Tiant. That's pretty cool. He's got an autographed picture. Louis Tiant was the best. Oh my God, pitchers, Pedro. You gotta throw Pedro in there. Pedro, to me, and we'll throw this out there to anybody who's a baseball fan. You have, of your team that you root for, one pitcher for one game to win. Who do you take? One pitcher. Game 7 of the World Series. Any pitcher... And again, I don't know what team you root for, so it's up to you. But, I'm going to pick a Red Sox. So just throw that out there. Something you can... One pitcher for the team you root for. Game 7. Winner take all. World Series. I'm not even going to limit to a pitcher you've seen. Anybody. As Dog City says, Jack Morris. Clinton Parks goes with Sandy Koufax. Herb Pilgrim goes Clemens. Mike McAllister goes W.H. Clinton Parks, Tom Seaver. So he's changed his mind. Whitey Ford, Yankees. That's a good pick. That's a good pick, Mike. I like Carlton. So Ken Castro's still with us, as he was hiding, fearing movie review time. Oh, we haven't forgotten about movie reviews, Ken. We're just waiting for the Cubs, the Bears to pop in the chat. He goes Carlton. Clinton Parks is just throwing pitchers out there. Randy Johnson. Plenty of great ones. But, I mean, for the team you root for, those are all great. Pick a team that you root for. I'm a Red Sox fan. I got one game to win. Pedro Martinez. Pedro Martinez. That's who I go with. Honorable mention, Louis Tiant. And then Roger Clemens. And you know who else was a good money pitcher for the Red Sox? I always thought for the brief time he was there, I liked Mike Boddicker. Bob Feller for the Indians. Absolutely. Good job, Dog Cities. Herb Pilgrim. I thought we were sticking with the Yankees, Red Sox. Definitely Koufax. No, it's just a team like Herb. You like the Yankees, so you can pick anybody, but I was just saying. As Ken Castro says, I don't know what the F solo is. Dog Sidious would probably second that sentiment, as he didn't know what kind of movie he was watching either. It wasn't a Star Wars movie in his opinion. Herb Pilgrim, Guidry's best year, 78. That's a good one, Herb. The team I root for, I would have to go with 1905, Christy Mathewson. All interesting. Just interesting stuff to throw out there. It's always, you have one game, one game to win. You want one player at the plate. Hands down, David Ortiz for me. Best clutch hitter I've ever seen for the Red Sox. Tremendous. As Ken Castro thought Solo was a cup. Herb Pilgrim, Yankee fan, but I reserve dibs on Mets, Giants, and Dodgers! Exclamation point. Absolutely. Absolutely. Dog Sidious. It's the first film in history of Star Wars that will lose money to sum it up. And that says it all. Dog Sidious, out of the ballpark with that comment. Clinton Parks. Anyway, good night all. I'll probably broadcast one and upload one. Thank you very much, Mr. Clinton Parks. Check out that wonderful channel, National Pastime 3. Clinton Parks, another channel, FOC, friend of our channel, and a channel that's featured on this chat. It's in the chat and on the page, linked to Clinton Parks. Babe Ruth for the Red Sox. That's a good one, Mike McAllister. Herb Pilgrim, clutch hitter, Roberto Clemente. Moni G. Scherzer, I can't spell it, LOL. I knew what you meant, Moni G. As everyone's saying goodnight to Clinton. As Ken Castro says, Clinton Parks, you maniac, as Clinton Parks has exited the insane asylum. Though we've been pretty low-key tonight. We don't have Broke Black Man in here. He's not feeling well. He's listening. The little monster that the lovely little child that he tends to babysit has given him the icky flu. So get better soon, Mr. Broke Black Man 94. Any World Cup updates? As D. Scott Howard and I are rooting for Iceland. Of course, there's always Pete. I think Herb means Pete Rose. You got Ty Cobb. But, I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd pick David Ortiz. I saw so many clutch hits by Big Papi. I never thought I'd see the Red Sox win a World Series, and I was lucky enough to see them win multiple World Series and be in the playoffs for many years. Outstanding. I mean, I know everyone hates the Patriots, but my God, I never thought I'd see them win a Super Bowl. And they've just been outstanding. And that's going to be coming to an end soon. But that's okay. I can't complain. It was a fun ride. It was a fun ride while it lasted. It might last for a couple more years. Mike McAllister says, I got y'all. And gotta go. And fun. See you all later. Thank you very much, Mike McAllister, stopping by. Glad you are doing better, Mike. Each and every day you get better. And I'm glad you and D. Scott Howard were able to meet and roll a few games of APA. And maybe next time you'll get him. The dice were just with him, my friend. So. And Moni G says goodnight. I don't know if she's leaving or she's saying goodnight to Mike. She's probably saying goodnight to Mike. Everyone's saying goodnight to Mike McAllister. What? Oh, Mike McAllister says, I went to Fenway for a game in 85. Herb Pilgrim, what a jerk Rose is and was, but you don't put people in the hall for personality or character. I stopped campaigning for Rose after his underage issue, but he should be in the Hall of Fame. Moni G, I'd love to have seen Ty Cobb. Ken Castro, that's so cool that guys in the chat get together. Yeah, Ken, D. Scott Howard, as I rub my eye, I'm sorry. D. Scott Howard and Mike McAllister. Mike was in the, D. Scott was in the chat the other night. What was I doing the other night? Was it a game or my, I was streaming something. I don't know. It could have been a game. It might have been. Was it yesterday? Could have been yesterday. And I think we were doing my Steam sale stream. So, but he said that. So that's pretty cool. Ken Castro, Clemens, the same jerk. Mike McAllister. He comes back in October. I hope to roll some games on birthday. I hope you do. And I hope you better luck. Yeah, it kind of stinks that, you know, like with anybody, athletes can be nice or bad or jerks. You know, so I'm happy the boxers pretty much all the boxers I've met throughout my life, and I was lucky to meet a lot of them at Rocky Marciano fundraiser functions for scholarships, as well as local boxing events in Springfield, Mass area back in the day. They're all really nice. They're fun to talk to. No one disappointed me. I've already told you the one who did disappoint me, but, you know, he had health issues. It was more the people around him were not very nice. So. Moni G says, I've seen his statue at the COPA downtown. Ty Cobbs? So. Alright, what else is going on with everybody? Herb Pilgrim. As a cab driver in New York City in '76, I had Joe Morgan as a passenger. Ken Castro, you were? Longmeadow and in Springfield. What were you here for, Ken? That would have been cool. What days, Ken? What were you covering? Was it for work? For the newspaper? Dog Sidious. I saw the Rocky statue a lot. There's what was I gonna say? They're making another Rocky movie. The Creed 2. I don't know, is that considered still in the Rocky genre? I think it would be. Covering the senior games, Ken. Where was that at Springfield College? Saturday for a magazine. Well, I hope it went well. Saturday was a pretty nice day. Last Saturday. Actually, I think it was was that the hot day? We had that viciously hot weather. I think Saturday was that hot day. So, yeah, I used to go when they occasionally had the fights at the old Springfield Civic Center, or in West Springfield at the old Coliseum. People don't know. As Ken Castro says, yes, Springfield College. Nice facility there. Bob Foster, one of the greatest light heavyweight champions, fought in West Springfield. He beat Andy Kendall, knocked him out. Sugar Ray Leonard fought at the Springfield Civic Center against Armando Muniz before he became champion. And I saw a welterweight championship fight back in the day on USA Network between Simon Brown and Luis Santana at the Springfield Civic Center, where I met a lot of nice boxers from the area. Cool. It's cool stuff. I was lucky enough to know the promoter, the local promoter of the local fighters, so we were able to meet a lot of boxers and stuff. Ken Castro, the baseball field is sweet at Springfield College. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good stuff. It's a hot day for the senior games, though. So, Ken Castro used to cover the Falcons at the Springfield Civic Center and was a regular at the Whalers games there. Bum, 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 bum. Moni G, cool. They're supposed to build a RoboCop statue, LOL. Has anyone heard about that in Detroit? They could use RoboCop in Detroit. I have not heard that, Moni G. Lay the knowledge upon us. I have not heard that, as I'm wired for sound. See? The duration. We're on 1:22 a.m. As Dog City says, no, that's hilarious, though. As Herb Pilgrim says, for real, Moni, LOL. I think Moni might be pulling him. She could be right, though. As Ken's laughing at Moni, too. That was a good comment. Whether it's right or fictional, it was funny. All right. Favorite Looney Tunes character? Throwing it out there. As Dog City says, they should do an Axel Foley, too. Axel Foley from... Who played Axel Foley? Come on, Ken. You know this. Ken, Axel Foley. Our movie guru. As Ken says, what the F is Axel Foley, LOL? Well, Ken, Axel Foley is Eddie Murphy in... oh my god, I'm going to get it mixed up now. I'm going to get it mixed up. I got the other movie on the mind. 48 Hours. It's not 48 Hours, though. Actually, that's the one I got stuck in my head now. Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop. Herb Pilgrim goes with a no-brainer. Absolutely. Bugs Bunny is definitely number one. As Moni G says, I know, funny, right, swear, cross my heart, and kiss my elbows. Good. I don't like the other. I thought you were going to go with the other phrase. I hate that other phrase. We don't hope anyone to... yes, kiss the elbow. That's better. Ken, Looney Tunes character, like someone in this chat. Foghorn Leghorn. Oh, my God. Boy, let me tell you, boy. The Foghorn Leghorn was a great character. Funny. Next to... Again, the classic Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Duck Season, Rabbit Season, where Elmer Fudd must blow Daffy's bill off a gazillion times with a shotgun. But great get there by Dog Sidious. Home run out of the ballpark. Same thing with Herb Pilgrim, Bugs Bunny. One of my favorite Bugs Bunny cartoons when the Crusher, the boxing one, and the other one they did wrestling. Just funny stuff. Three Stooges, favorite Three Stooges short. Everyone loves the Stooges. You gotta love the Stooges. As Ken Castro says, I'll go with Dog. Yeah, Foghorn Leghorn was wicked funny. He had some of the best lines. Donald Duck, that's Disney. If you mean Daffy, that's okay. Get that Disney poop out of here. Just kidding, Moni G. And of course, Yosemite Sam. They had such good writing on that. Again, they don't show the cartoons now, the PC culture. Funny stuff. I mean, again, when Jerry Seinfeld talked about how Bugs Bunny, I think Elaine says, you learned all your culture from Bugs Bunny cartoons. I thought not only how funny that was, but how true that was. I was introduced to opera through Bugs Bunny. Barbara Seville, Bunny of Seville. They used to do all kinds of fun stuff on those cartoons. Absolutely marvelous. Kids nowadays don't know. I mean, again, there's a lot of different entertainment, but my God, those cartoons were the best. As Moni G confirms, Daffy, thank God. There is only one, in my opinion, one Mickey Mouse cartoon that was actually funny, and it was like a Ghostbusters. They were trying to catch ghosts, and they used to show it every Halloween when they used to put on that Halloween special. Herb Pilgrim says, Al, can I mention something that I'm doing Star Wars related? Of course, Herb. This is what the chat is for, my friend. Moni G, I was spell checked. As in Czechoslovakia at first, but now she says Czech. Yeah, spell check, giveth and taketh away. Yes, Herb. What are you doing in Dog Sidious? Pay attention to this. Herb is going to mention something that he is doing Star Wars related. Dog says, Goofy on sports. Oh, yeah, that was a good one. I like that. You're right. I am corrected. As always, I have the best chat. He says, Goofy on sports is still pretty funny. Yep. You're right. That was good. And I think for movies, because they're always sad, Disney didn't like moms in movies. They always got whacked out, unfortunately. I like the Robin Hood with the fox. That was it. That was good. I like that. That was funny. A lot of good Disney animation movies. They're very sad though. They tug at your heart. So, but I really don't think they had many funny cartoons. They were okay. They could compare to Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes are just outstanding. Those cartoons are. I mean, they're even good at when you're an adult. You know, at first it was like the slapstick, and as a kid, for me, can only speak for myself. You know, I would miss things, and then as I got older and I'm watching, I'm like, oh my god, is that what they really meant? It was just funny. And they did some World War II propaganda cartoons. The only time you'll ever see them if the Turner Classic Movies show them. Now, I doubt they'll ever show those again. But again, they were propaganda cartoons and wicked funny and highly un-PC. Herb Pilgrim says, I'm doing a Sith versus Jedi Family Feud game at the library. I retired from in August. I have a 16-question survey for the pregame audience answers. That is cool. That is wicked cool, Herb. Can you give us a sample of that? That is awesome. Sith versus Jedi. Oh my god, we got to do that. That's funny. I like it. Dog City says, do it. Moni G. I had a Mickey. I had that Mickey on a little handheld viewer. Oh, and used to crack up making it go backwards and forwards. You know what else I had? What was that thing called? Viewmaster. You put it in front of your eyes and you just kind of flick, 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 flick. I had the cheapy Viewmaster, but it still worked. I didn't have the name brand Viewmaster. I forgot maybe it was Mattel who did the Viewmaster. I don't remember. But that was fun. Moni, I don't remember. I had the Mickey on the little hand viewer, and used to crack me up. Go backwards. Was that the one that was like on a stick? Moni G. Looney Tunes are my super favorite. There's nothing funnier than Looney Tunes. Really, I mean, so many funny cartoons. I mean, Wile E. Coyote, when he goes up against Bugs Bunny, super genius. I had a discussion once with one of my friends at work back in the day. And I said, I always root for Wile E. Coyote because all he wants to do is eat the Roadrunner. He's hungry. And he defeated that argument quite soundly. And he's the only person who ever defeated that argument. He goes, Al, why doesn't he just buy some food? He has all that money to spend on to buy the stuff from Acme. I said, touche, you win. Herb Pilgrim, it's for kids and adults, so just fun stuff typing. I think that's a great idea, Herb. Dog Sidious, Viewmaster, then they made one with audio, forgot its name. I kind of remember that too. Felicia Elena has joined us in the chat from Citadel of Trivia. Check out, again, every Friday, trivia, good stuff, Citadel of Trivia. Again, the link is provided in the chat, up above, and on the page. One of the channels featured in Chat with Al number 7. So, again, they had so many good Looney Tunes cartoons. Again, does anyone remember the Three Bears? You know, the Mama Bear, the Papa Bear, and the Looney Tunes version where Bugs Bunny, one of the funny, again, they would never show that now because it's basically kind of poking fun at not a nice family situation. But it was so funny. I mean, the father, really short, Junior Bear still in diapers and dumb as a stump and strong as an ox and really big. Moni G. But yeah, you held it. And, about the viewfinder. You held it and had to, a red crank on the side. Herb Pilgrim. Which character would most likely try to join Max Rebo's band? Is Max Rebo's band the one in the cantina, Herb? Felicia, I might be too young for this conversation, LOL. Yeah, you're probably the youngest person in this chat, Felicia. I don't get many people young in my chats. But all are welcome. And then you're pretty funny, so. And she comes up like with the hardest questions when she wants to on the trivia show, Citadel Trivia. Her program. Which character's family reunion would have the best food? Oh, that's a good one. Her question 3. Who in Star Wars universe do you think would be the best karaoke singer? I'm gonna go with Chewbacca. I think he could do a really good Jefferson Airplane. You know, when she gurgles her throat. The lead singer. Again, horrible with names. Can't. Joan. No, that's not. Anyway, the lead singer. I'm gonna go with Chewbacca on that one. As Dog Sidious again hits it out of the ballpark. Never too young for cartoons. Moni G says hello to Felicia. Herb Pilgrim looks like a little blue elephant. So many good cartoons. As Felicia says, lies and deceit. Broke Black Man 94 has the hardest questions. Grace Slick. Thank you, Ken Castro. Ken knows his music. Grace Slick. She was the lead singer of Jefferson Airplane, correct? Number 4, Herb Pilgrim. Which Star Wars character probably would be the biggest fan of Star Trek? Darth Vader. Darth Vader. You know what? Okay. You know what movie I want to see Star Wars makes? I'm going to tell you. Max Rebo is the little blue elephant, Al. The little blue elephant. They had a little blue elephant in Star Wars? Dog Sidious. If you play a Yoda record backward, his grammar improves. The Star Wars movie I want them to make, they'll never do it because they have no original thought. Why not? Not everyone in the Empire is a jerk. It's an impossibility. There has to be some sort of normal human being on the Empire side. You know, not everyone doesn't have a wife or kids. Again, it's an impossibility. They should give you Pepe Le Pew. Lots of great stories about Pepe Le Pew. I'll be there in a second about Pepe Le Pew. Herb Pilgrim, Jar Jar Bing, Felicia answers for best karaoke. Oh, is that for Star Trek or karaoke? So, what I want to see with Star Wars, as my allergies are going to kick in, I want to see, from the Empire's point of view, like someone who's a governor or something, who actually handles a planet or a territory quite well, is decent to the people, because you know it has to be out there. They can't all do it the same way. That would be kind of cool. Just a little. I always joke with my friends at work. I go, the only reason why the people like the Rebels is they got a better PR firm. Public relations. So. Dog Sidious. That Pepe Le Pew question was a good one. I missed a Pepe Le Pew question? Let me go back up. Pepe Le Pew, the original stalker on TV. Seek and go hide, hide and go seek. He was always chasing after the cat. One of the funniest episodes with Pepe Le Pew is the cat turns the tables on Pepe Le Pew and she becomes the stalker. Alan Shaw from across the pond has joined us. My good friend Alan Shaw, how are you? And how is Saturday in the UK, my friend? What fights are coming up this weekend? Any good domestic fights in the UK? Felicia says Admiral Dalla, Legends is life canon, is fake news. Felicia, Thrawn, he only wanted to help Chris and Ascendancy survive, as everyone's saying hello to Alan. And then Felicia says, is it Jack in Solo? And Guy Blow Ren. Alan Shaw, good. He's doing good. 7:30 and sunny and warm. Only me and the wife. Well, hello, Mrs. Alan Shaw. Glad all is well. Glad it's sunny and warm. We're going to have in New England, on the east coast of the United States of America, it's going to be a little damp, chilly for summer, 66 degrees, at least where I live, and it's going to rain. That sucks. But that's a Star Wars movie I want to see. I want it from the Empire's perspective, and I don't want it skewed. Dogs. Jason liked the Argonauts, I think. Ooh, I like Jason and the Argonauts. The original, I love the original movie. I tell you what, that stop animation, I think they used stop animation when they did the skeletons. And if you've not seen Jason and the Argonauts, I'm pretty sure you can YouTube that scene where they fight the dead skeletons. And that was kind of scary for me as a kid. Felicia says, yep, just spelled it with a C for some reason. What did you think of the new Star Wars movies, Felicia? I liked Rogue One. The one where they did like the Dirty Dozen, they get the plans and it's a suicide mission. I like that one. Everyone doesn't like that. I like that one. That's one of my favorite. It might be sacrilegious for Star Wars fans, or that's one of my favorite ones, Rogue One. They got me to care about a bunch of people who are going to die. Alan Shaw says, great film. Which one, Alan? I liked Rogue One. I thought it was well done. Yeah, you got to find out. What was the question? I know when I was a kid, the question was, why would you make a Death Star with a hole, whatever, that you could shoot a torpedo thing through and blow it up? As Alan says, not a Star Wars fan. That's okay. We'll move off in all kinds of directions, Alan. Stay with us, my friend. You know you've been in chat with Al's before. Someone throws a subject out there and we go with it. Felicia says, I want Raven. Till then, I'm going to complain. Herb Pilgrim. I want to see Star Destroyer from Star Wars try to mess with the Pegasus from Battlestar Galactica. Oh my God. Lauren Green. Remember he was on Battlestar Galactica? No one's going to remember that probably, but you and I. Dog Sidious might remember it too. Felicia, I hate what Disney has done to canon after 40 years of continuing. They just tossed it like it meant nothing. Moni G has answers in the chat. Number one question, you have to go up in the chat. R2D2. Oh, God, I wish I had them on the side so I could read them. Let me go up. Number one question. Let me find number one question. Number one, which character would most likely try to join Max Rebo's band? And Moni goes R2D2. That is awesome. Number two question. We're having a little fun with Herb Pilgrim. He's doing something for the library. Where's the number two question? Oh, man, I wish I cut and paste them on something else because now I can't find them as I scroll up and down frantically. Number two, which character's family reunion would have the best food? And Moni answers, Padme. Oh, that's another good answer. Number three, and I'll get to the chat in a moment. I just think it's really cool she answered in that kind of order. Number three from Herb Pilgrim. Who in Star Wars universe do you think would be the best karaoke singer? I said Chewbacca, because he could do a Grace Slick imitation. And Moni says Mac Windu or Obi-Wan Kenobi. And number four. Let's do my little Karnak. Number four. I'll find number four. Where's Broke Black Man 94 when you need him? He's sick, not feeling good. I don't have my moderator extraordinaire, and I can't find number four. And I can't find number four. I know it's there, so I'll come across it at some point. Oh, here it is. Number four. Which Star Wars character probably would be the biggest fan of Star Trek? And Moni G answers CP30 or Maz. That's pretty funny. Good job, Moni G. Love it. Dog Sidious. Love that show. It got kind of sour when they got to Earth. Yeah, it did. Battlestar Galactica. The Cylons. Remember that? Was that? Well, gee, that wasn't a ripoff of Star Wars. Moni G says, I haven't seen Solo, but I'm a Star Wars slappy. Felicia, I've read like 50 plus of the Legends novels and comics, but I just can't believe they just got rid of all of it. Herb Pilgrim, not that Lauren Green Galactica. Edward, oh, the second one, the Edward James. Oh, yeah, that's right. They came back with another one. I forgot about that, Herb. I watched the original one. But you're right. I forgot about that. Good job, Herb. Herb Pilgrim. Which Disney character... I like this. Which Disney character would do the best job playing Yoda in a school or Broadway play? I'm going to go with... Which Disney character would best play Yoda in a school or Broadway play? Well, if it was a Muppet, I'd go Kermit the Frog, but this is a Disney character. And I'm going to go with... Oh, there's lots. You know what? I don't have to go with the original Disney character. Let me think. He's got all those movies. I'm going to go with... I got to think about that. That's a good question. Are you Moni G says, are you talking about EU or canon? Felicia, excuse me. Felicia says, EU isn't canon, and that's what bothers me. Mara, Jade, Revan, Nomi, Sunrider. Oh, my allergies are kicking in. Dog Sidious. It was great for TV while we waited for Empire Strikes Back. Oh my God, that's awesome. Felicia answers, I'll agree, I like it. Stitch for Yoda. LOL. I love it. I love it. That is, I'm going to tell you, that's one of my favorite Disney movies. Lilo and Stitch, the first one. Awesome movie. Totally forgot about it. Ah, boy. Herb Pilgrim. I'm the biggest Star Trek fan within 750-mile radius wherever I am. Moni G. But that was nothing to do with Disney. Dog Sidious says Benson from The Lion King. Alan Shaw, Mr. Potato Head. I love it. I could see Mr. Potato Head playing that part. Good job, Alan. Dog Sidious. What's the baboon's name? Rikishi. I think that is Stitch. Moni G. I like Lilo and Stitch. That's a good one from Felicia. Herb Pilgrim, number 6. Of all the characters in Star Wars, which one do you think would have the best time watching all of the movies in a huge weekend binge? Of all the characters... Oh, I think Jabba the Hutt. Jabba the Hutt. He's made to watch TV binging. Jabba the Hutt is my answer. As Felicia says, Hawaiian roller coaster ride. I like that they use in Lilo and Stitch. They did a ton of Elvis music, which I'm a big Elvis fan. As Dog Sidious says, Jabba the Hutt also. Great question. So who would binge watch all the movies? Dog Sidious and I pick Jabba the Hutt. So Alan, what is on the agenda for you and the missus across the pond on this lovely weekend? Moni G says, Great Minda. What character would Mork from Ork play in Star Wars? What character would Mork from Ork play in Star Wars? We've got to replace him. Robin Williams. I could see him playing the Emperor. I think it would be hilarious. As Moni G says, Han Solo. That'd be pretty funny, too. I could see him playing the Emperor, though. Finn. Dog Sidious. As Moni G says, with me, I missed a joke. Herb Pilgrim, Mork would be Yoda. That's pretty funny. I like him as the Emperor. I still laugh. What was that? One of the prequel movies when Samuel L. Jackson's going to go kill the Emperor. Again, when you're going to go kill someone, just show up and kill him. Don't give him the opportunity. And the Emperor's like, help me, Anakin. And he fell for that crap. But it was all... The Emperor could have easily killed the Dark Lord Sith, whatever the heck he's called. He could have easily killed Samuel L. Jackson's character. Alan Shaw says this weekend, making bookshelves in daughter's bedroom, fitting roller blind, taking her car to the garage, then off to Heathrow Airport to pick up daughter at 5 a.m. Sunday. Not a lot going on, really. That sounds pretty busy, Alan, and I think you can accomplish it. Where's your daughter flying in from? Felicia, LOL. I know someone would say that. Jar Jar. I was going to say Jar Jar. And then I was like, you know what? I could see him playing the Emperor. Like Scott and Austin Powers. Moni G, I must have been behind. All right. Alan, throw out a South... Oh, she's coming in from South Korea. Wow, that's a long trip. She'll be glad to be home. That's for sure. Alan, throw out the next subject, my friend. We're going to continue with the subjects we have, too. But, Alan, throw out a subject. You have been so kind to join us from across the pond in the UK. As Chats with Al, we talk about anything and everything. Alan says, spent 6 months at university, I think that means, in China. Wow. My nephew is flying to Jordan tomorrow in the Middle East. He's going to be at the King's Academy teaching English for 3 weeks. Hopefully all goes well and he comes back safely, obviously. I'm a little worried, but good tight security in Jordan, so... Moni G, evil tricks, never trust a Sith. Yeah, I think Moni G, if you're talking about the Samuel L. Jackson, it definitely was a trick just to get him, to Anakin to kill Samuel L. Jackson to turn to the dark side. Herb Pilgrim, one more question, don't want to be a pest, Ella. You're never a pest, Herb. Never, no one in my chat is a pest. Well, unless they're, even trolls aren't pests. They're mildly amusing to annoying. Herb says, one more question. If Yoda and Vader were to meet all of the Marvel and DC superheroes, which superhero would they agree had the highest level of the Force? Alan Shaw throws out there, oh, Alan, beautiful. I love it. Best comedy film of all time. We're going to have fun with this one. Dog Sidious says Animal House. Herb Pilgrim, I'm going to say Superman. Oh, the Force, though. Who is the guy? I think it's a Marvel comic. And the English actor played him in the recent movie. The guy who plays Sherlock. Because he uses his mind. So I would say that would be like a Force thing. I always go with Superman, but I can't think. I can see him. The guy who plays Sherlock. I guess it's a BBC series. I love Sherlock, but Doctor something. Oh God, what is it? That they probably say he has most of the Force. Just my Doctor Strange. Thank you. All right, Alan Shaw throws out their best comedy film of all time. Dog Sidious throws out a good one, a really good one. Animal House. John Belushi had some of the funniest, where he would just turn and look at the camera and you just start laughing. And if you've not seen Animal House, that is a must-see. Again, not politically correct. That's why they're fun movies, because, it's just a movie. And again, who is politically correct? None of us are politically... If you have someone who's absolutely politically correct, there's something wrong with that person. I'm not saying to be mean to people, but my God, speak your mind and be nice. It's very simple. Let's see. What else do we have here? So we have Animal House by Dog. That is a wicked fun. I own that movie. That still makes me laugh. Herb Pilgrim, The Jerk with Steve Martin. I Was Born a Poor Black Child. Again, very fun. Airplane, funny. Blazing Saddles, hilarious. And you want to talk about talking about certain things in a comedy? Blazing Saddles touches it all and shows the stupidity of racism. And they do it in a funny way that everyone can relate to. They would never make that movie now, Blazing Saddles. Never. The Man with Two Brains. That was Steve Martin, wasn't it, Alan Shaw? Moni G, love Blazing Saddles. So many funny lines in Blazing Saddles. Just unbelievable. The Pink Panther movie, I want to say Revenge of the Pink Panther, when Dreyfus escapes the nut house. So many funny lines in that movie. I've done it quite a few times in my chat where I take lines from that. Where he asks the old guy who looks like Peter Sellers, and he says, "Does your dog bite?" And he says, "No." And so he goes to pet this little dog that looks like a dachshund, and the dog nearly rips his hand off, and he pops up and he goes, "I thought you said your dog does not bite." And the old guy takes the pipe out of his mouth and he goes, "It is not my dog." Very funny stuff. Blazing Saddles had some of the funniest scenes in movie history. Felicia, I think this goes back to the Force. She says, actually, Jean Grey or Dr. Manhattan for the Force question. Enlighten us a little more, Felicia, because I am not the biggest superhero person. I picked Doctor Strange. So why would Jean... So I take it they use a lot of mental abilities. Dr. Harumph, Alan Shaw says. Herb Pilgrim. The campfire scene in Blazing Saddles. Haha. Come and count the bassy bands in the dessert. LOL. The fart scene around. Yeah, that is just hilarious. There's only one that can come close to top, and that's Eddie Murphy and Nutty Professor, the remake, the family scene when they're eating. Oh my! I nearly cried. I nearly had a heart attack laughing in the movie theaters. Dog said, "How about some more beans, Mr. Taggart?" Herb Pilgrim. Oh my God, Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Absolutely. It's just a flesh wound. Mel Brooks is a master. I tell you another funny Mel Brooks movie. Where he's spoofing all the Alfred Hitchcock ones. High Anxiety. The scene where Mel Brooks meets the daughter of the rich guy who's in the insane asylum, and they keep him in there for money, and Mel Brooks is trying to figure out why the guy's still in there. And Madeline Kahn is playing, and they become a love interest, and he's calling her from the payphone, and she thinks it's a dirty phone call because the guy's trying to kill him. And she goes, "You're an animal." Great scene. You have to see it. I can't go through that. I mean, I could go through it. I'm not going to do it justice. The heavy breathing, and she thought he's talking dirty to her on the phone. Felicia says, Jean Grey with Phoenix Force is probably one of the strongest telepaths. That's the word I couldn't think of. Thank you, Felicia, of all time. So that makes a tremendous sense. Moni G, Spaceballs, Young Frankenstein. Young Frankenstein's really funny. Can anyone name the monster? Who played the monster in Young Frankenstein? The Knights of Ni, Alan Shaw says. Ni, ni, ni. That's Holy Monty Python, the Holy Grail. Her Pilgrim says, true about Jean Grey, Felicia. And he's explanation point. Felicia's a huge, very knowledgeable fan about a lot of things. Dog Sidious, we want a shrubbery. Frau Bucher, that's from Young Frankenstein. The horses, remember? Moni G, LMFAO. Her Pilgrim, I fart in your general direction. Those were the French and Spaniards when taunting the English. Peter O'Toole, you are correct. No, Peter Boyle. Peter Boyle. And he was the father on Everyone Loves Raymond. So funny. As Felicia says, trivia nerd comes with the territory, LOL. Yeah, Young Frankenstein. Remember the opening scene with Gene Wilder, God rest his soul? They got the old guy who was in a lot of different Mel Brooks movies, and he's saying, you know, you can do something to the nerves where they don't feel any pain, and he knees the guy right in the groin, and then he takes the thing off, and the guy's just like in a fetal position, and he goes, give him an extra few dollars. When they're doing the lecture with the professor. So funny. So many. What guy? That guy. Yeah. Don't open the door. No matter what you hear, don't open the door. He's like, open the door, open the door. He's like, Young Frankenstein, great movie. One of my all-time favorite comedies, Mad, Mad, Mad World. If you've never seen a Mad, Mad, Mad World, it was made, I want to say 1963, 64. Still before all like the hippie stuff. So it was either 63 or 64. Could have been 62. And they had every comedian known in that movie. And just funny movie. Mad, Mad, Mad World. Absolutely hilarious. Buddy Hackett. Jonathan Winters. So many. Phil Silvers. Unbelievable. How I did it. LOL, how I did it. Walk this way, no that way. Herb Pilgrim. Herb Pilgrim, you guys familiar with HQ app for trivia? No, and I've never heard of that. There was a game I'd play. It was like a Trivial Pursuit game. I used to play it on the Kindle. You played it with people all around the world. And if you kept winning, you were able to keep playing. You could only lose like 3 times, or you had to buy the game. I just would lose my 3 times and wait for 24 hours to pass and play again. Alan Shaw, a riot is a terrible thing, and once you start one, it is very difficult to control. Felicia, haven't liked 85% of the movies. You just haven't liked 85%. Oh, they're funny. Oh, scene. Oh, funny movies, Felicia. I would think you would like High Anxiety. That's a funny one. Mel Brooks. Blazing Saddles. Wicked funny. Again, it might not be for everyone. It's Blazing Saddles, for as funny as it was, did so much political discussion, or social satire, I guess would be more the word. They did it so well. Moni G, the monster in Bugs Bunny. Gossamer, yep. You know, the big, red, hairy monster. Again, don't go down there. It's dark. And monsters are some of the most interesting people. I used to love when Bugs Bunny used to play the hairdresser part. Funny. Felicia, I'm pretty sure most of them came out before I was born. Braun. I think she means born. And it's true. They did. Dog Cities. I love that monster when his reflection runs away. Oh, it's good stuff. Herb Pilgrim. 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. 7 days a week. They offer 12 questions that have to be answered in 10 seconds each. Miss one and you're out. $5,000 minimum share with, and all who answer All 12 questions. Cool. Herb Pilgrim. Questions are multiple choice. 3 choices. Alan Shaw. I play HQ sometimes. I'm going to have to check that out. Yeah, Mad World. Mad World. Highly recommend that one. Felicia says, I think my sister plays that, about that HQ trivia app. The remake of Nutty Professor, the first one's wicked funny. You can't go wrong with that one. Felicia's, what's one of your favorite funny movies? Oh, Something About Mary. That is one of the funniest movies. I literally stood up in the movie theater and almost fell over into the aisle. I laughed so hard. And you know when you laugh like you can't breathe, you laugh so hard you can't breathe, like you're doing the like that. Felicia says, I got the second question wrong the one time I played. All of me. Alan Shaw says, Felicia, anything Disney, all that I know. As Dog Sidious comes in with Franks and Beans! Franks and Beans! One of the funniest scenes, in my opinion, in Something About Mary. The Ben Stiller character shows up to take Mary to the prom. And he's never really been to her house. The guy who was in Platoon, the African-American actor, I can't remember his name, answers the door. Now, he knows she has a stepfather, but obviously doesn't know anything about them. And he does this little, he looks at like he does this quick little, he looks up to see if he's at the right house, and he does it twice as the guy's talking to him. And I thought that was pretty funny. Felicia, oh, that's a good one. Austin Powers, of course. Baby. Jump into my belly. Alan Shaw. The twins in the second Austin Powers movie, so funny. Moni G. Put Edwina back in the bowl. Back in bowl. LOL. Alan Shaw. You know what's a good one with Mike Myers? So I married an axe murderer. That's pretty funny because he plays his father in that one, on top of another character. It's pretty funny. Fix bowl, then back in bowl. Alan says. David Keith, I think. Dog Sidious. Animal House, wicked funny. The Jerk. We had Blazing Saddles, Austin Powers, Something About Mary. I've named the remake of The Nutty Professor. Mad World. Some of the old Cary Grant comedies are very funny. I like those too. Bringing Up Baby. Guys, you've probably never seen that movie, but funny stuff. Great Halloween comedy movie, and it's very dark comedy. Old Arsenic, Old Lace and Arsenic, Arsenic and Old Lace. Cary Grant, where his aunts are whacking out people with poison. Absolutely freaking hilarious. And he doesn't know anything about it. Fun Halloween movie with Peter Lorre, Cary Grant, and I can't remember the other actresses and actors, but fun movie. Airplane, very fun movie we mentioned. Best, do you remember the scene in Airplane when they have to go pick up the guy to talk down the other guy how to land the plane, and the dog keeps attacking the guy in the guy's house? Stop calling me Shirley. Moni G. Flush. Pring. Herb Pilgrim. Around the World in 80 Days. Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, Natalie. I've seen that. That was good. They remade that a few times. I think they did with Jackie Chan too. Moni G. I love Bringing Up Baby. Great movie. Bringing Up Baby is such a funny movie. And people, I mean, well done. Well done. Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, really showing what a tremendous actress she was. Tremendous comedy actress, as well as obviously on Golden Pond and those other movies. The one with Humphrey Bogart, African Queen, just all these good movies. The one with John Wayne, the Western. She did a ton of movies, but a beautiful woman when she was young. As Ken Castro, super confused with the chat, LOL. That's what I do. It's a confusing chat. Throw out a subject, Ken. You gotta throw out a subject. You're just laying back, waiting to strike. The Great Race. That's a good one, Herb. I like that one too. Those were the old 4 o'clock movie days when I was a kid. The Great Race, 80 Days Around the World. Mad, Mad, Mad World. Can be anything, Ken. Ken, have you visited your favorite Portuguese bakery recently? That was YouTube Gold, me slurping down lemon ice water. Supposed to be good for your liver. That's what they say. Cleansing. Antitoxin or some crap like that. Moni G, have you seen Old Lace and Arsenic? I think you'd like that one too. Another Cary Grant movie. He also did Mr. Blander's Builds a Dream House, very funny, which turned into the Money Pit with Tom Hanks and Shelley, the woman from Cheers. Yeah, Moni G says Grant Hepburn screwball comedy is absolutely funny. Oh, Ken says I have, Al, but I had the Portuguese macaroons instead. They're still good too. I like the little custard cups. Those are my favorite. Felicia, I stopped drinking last month. That should be good enough for my. That's a good thing. Shelley Long, thank you, Dog Sidious. As Ken Castro says, LOL, Felicia. As Moni G says, oh yeah, I love Old Lace. Great movie, funny. Alan Shaw, we need to get her to a hospital. What is it, doctor? It's a building with patients, but that's not important now. So many funny lines. That's Airplane, right? No, that is Airplane, I think. Blade 117, who's a video game player, says, hey, remember me? Yes, I do. Ken Castro, I can see why you drink, Felicia. You live in Warwick, right? As Ken's also from Rhode Island. Moni G, I'm an old movie lover. So I love old movies. And Alan says, yeah, that's Airplane. They had so many. That was so funny, that movie. And how are you, Blade 117? How goes your channel? As Felicia says, awful town to live in. Herb says hello to Blade. Blade's channel. He stops in the chat now and then. Take a look at his channel. He has a lot of Fortnite on there. And he just put a stream up 12 hours ago. And I'm going to, because Blade's always kind enough, he stops in, says hello. This is his link to his channel. Again, big Fortnite fan. Fine young gentleman. June Cleaver, Jive Talking, absolutely. She was on. I'll tell you what. Leave It to Beaver. Leave It to Beaver, when they were little kids, was so freaking funny. Great TV show. Yeah, June Cleaver was unbelievable. What was her real... and Barbara Billingsley, I can still remember how it went. And it was Hugh Beaumont playing Mr. Cleaver, Barbara Billingsley playing June Cleaver, Tony Dowd as Wally, and Jerry Matthews as the Beaver. And that's how the show would start. I believe that's how it started. It didn't end that way. Leave It to Beaver. When they got older, it became less fun. Dog Sidious was going to ask if you were near Providence, but everything near Rhode Island, I'll bet. Felicia says, I never lived in Central Falls, and I don't want to. Herb Pilgrim. That was a good show, Al. Dick Van Dyke was hilarious also. Dick Van Dyke was very funny. The Bob Newhart show, where he was a psychologist, was funny, too. Moni G. Ward, don't be so hard on the Beaver. That's the dirtiest thing ever said on television. That was an old joke from, I forgot what comedian said that. I just broke out laughing. They just demented that whole show for me when they said that. Ken Castro, yes, dog. Felicia, ha ha ha. It is my state is only 1,000 square miles, 10-mile drive to Providence. Blade. Thanks. At 250 subs, I will do a giveaway on gift cards. Well, you can do that. It's just, you're welcome, Blade. I check out your stuff now and then. I'll check out some Fortnite. How do you like that game? I know you're a big Fortnite fan. What would you rate that? 1 through 10, Blade. And why? Herb Pilgrim. I always wanted to see who would win in a fight between Samantha and on Bewitched and Jeannie and I Dream of Jeannie. That's a fight I'd like to see. Probably because I'm a pig, but two very attractive women in the day. I would think Magic would... Oh, God, but they both had magic. I would think I'd have to favor... That's a good fight. I'm going to have to favor Samantha. No, you know what? No, I'm going to favor the Genie because she had more of a mean streak. Barbara Eden, right? She had more of a mean streak on that show. I'm going to go with the Genie. Felicia, less than an hour to drive across the state from border to border. As Blade says, yeah. Woohoo, says Moni G. Moni G's picking Samantha to defeat I Dream of Jeannie. God, I go with the Genie. She had a meaner streak. The Bob Newhart bomb sketch. Bob Newhart was so funny. Wicked funny. I mean, even like when he did his stand-up was funny. I have a PlayStation. Yes, I do, Blade. I've never played Fortnite. I've watched people play it, but I do most of my gaming on the PC. I do some Guns and Gore and Cannoli, the first one on my PlayStation, but most of my gaming, all my sports gaming is done via the PC, and when I do some, I play a little Guns, Gore, and Cannoli too. I knew Herb was going to go here. Herb says, see if Jeannie and Samantha have cards on Title Bout, Al. LOL. I could make them. I have female boxers in that game. I don't know what they look like. I've never actually done the female boxing. Blade says, the first time I watched you was 2 years ago after my birthday. It's been a while. Yeah, I remember. You're still with me, too. That's pretty cool. How's everything going, Blade? Off for summer? For school? Oh, Alan, that's a good one. Artie Johnson from Rowan and Martin Left. Very funny. He used to do the perverted old man with Ruth Buzzy on the park bench, and she'd hit him with the pocketbook. That was wicked funny. Moni G. But Sam always has his mother, who hated Durwood. Blade. You can get Fortnite and play it with me. Question. It's free. Oh, I know it's free. We could try that one time. I'm not a big I've actually watched you play Fortnite. And it was fun. It's not my kind of game. It looks like a lot of fun. It's PUBG with more building. Herb Pilgrim. Wicked. Al, you said wicked twice during this chat. I haven't heard anyone say that since my days in Quincy, Mass. LOL, 48 years ago. A wicked pisser. Alan Shaw. And the German. Very interesting, but very stupid. Oh, yeah. That was another character he did. Yeah, I remember that. Artie Johnson. Artie Johnson played Renfield in Love at First Bite. It was a spoof on a Dracula movie as a comedy. And the guy, he was on Dancing with the Stars. He played Dracula. And Dick Shaw played the police detective trying to track down Dracula. It was pretty funny. As Felicia says, I say, Felicia. She's having a lot of trouble with spell check. She says, I say wicked once a day, at least. Ken says, that's wicked funny. Blade says, oh, I have an Xbox. No headset. No, I have PlayStation 4. I have the PlayStation, Blade. Leave the, on one of my, Blade, on one of my, God, I'm going stupid. It's late. It's early morning. One of my videos, just leave whatever your PlayStation name is, if you want. If not, it's fine. I'll seek you out when I get it. I don't go on PlayStation much though, but if I say I'm gonna, I'll try to play a game with you if I can. Alan Shaw, George Hamilton, yes, he was. Thank you very much, Alan. That was a pretty funny movie. Love at First Bite. Herb Pilgrim, right, Felicia. Carol Burnett was hilarious. Oh my God, Carol Burnett was wicked funny. As wicked is the word of the chat. The Adolf Hitler sketch with Harvey Korman and Tim Conway, and Tim Conway had, the Adolf Hitler little mustache, and he was doing something, and the mustache went off, and Harvey Korman just starts cracking up laughing, and then he's trying to motion to Tim Conway that something's wrong with the mustache, and he finally just walks over and he fixes it. It's just funny. Alan Shaw's quote. This quote is from Love at First Bite, from George Hamilton speaking to the female lead who was a model in the movie. I can't remember her name in real life. With you, never a quickie, always a longie. And that was very funny. And Artie Johnson, like I said, played Renfield, which was hilarious. Renfield, if you don't know, was Dracula's human sidekick, at least in that movie. Also, if you have a Kindle, I actually read Dracula 2 years ago. It was free on the Kindle. Absolutely wonderful book. Ken Catch, Felicia going to Portland, Maine for some wicked good seafood on Monday. Faulty Towers, Herb Pilgrim. That was with John Cleese. I used to like Are You Being Served? Love that. Are You Being Served? Funny show I used to watch on PBS as a BBC show. If it's English, I always call it a BBC show. Wasn't there that joke, BBC One, BBC Two? They like and BBC Three, the 3 channels they used to have. Blade says, I love the Bears movie. It is funny. The Bad News Bears? This is the original Bad News Bears, the picture of Walter Matthau and Tanner's to the left. Timmy, oh no, this the kid to the far right is Groucho Marx's grandson. No, Tanner's to the right next to Walter Matthau to the right. He was a little violent kid who was he was the Archie Bunker of the Bad News Bears, and the kid to the left with his arm on the cooler was their first baseman. I can't think of his name. Alan Shaw, Cindy, Susan St. James. Yep. And Mrs. Slocum was so funny. But I like John Eman the best. He played the gay guy, and he worked in menswear. Like if he answered the phone, he'd go into a really deep voice. Menswear. He was just funny. John Eman. Alan Shaw. Porridge was a funny series. Blade says, I was a fifth person to like. Well, thank you, my friend. Blade says, I know, I love this. This is the funniest Bad News Bears movie. And I forgot to say, this is a funny movie. We were talking about funniest movies. Bad News Bears, the original, very funny movie. Again, off-colored, not politically correct, funny movie. And it actually taught you a lot of things, too. As Blade says, I am a first baseman. A great position to play, my friend. I played a little bit of first in high school in Legion Ball. Arguably, Dog City says, arguably, I can't say that word. Arguably, oh boy, the greatest film of all. What is the greatest film of all time? Bad News Bears? Very funny. Alan Shaw, Mr. Humphreys. Yep, John Eman played. I think I'm saying his last name right, because it was I-M-A-N. John Eman, I think. Mr. Humphreys. Oh, was that the old guy, though? No, that was Mr. Grace, and then he had young Mr. Grace. Major League. Oh, Major League, very funny movie. The first one again. Felicia says, I love PBS. Best place for a good documentary series. Nova is my jam. Eman. Okay, I-N-M-A-N. Thank you, Alan. I love that show. They don't show it anymore. I probably can find it someplace on YouTube, but I used to watch that every Sunday night. Such a funny show. We're going to go for about, it's 2:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll go for a little longer. Favorite non-alcoholic beverage, throwing it out to the chat. Or favorite alcoholic beverage, but we have Blade in here. He's a young man, so we'll stick with non-alcoholic. Oh boy. Oh boy. Blade has asked, have you seen Solo? Dog Sidious, have you seen Solo? Dog Sidious is a big Star Wars fan, Blade. Alan Shaw says, not PC anymore once again. Yeah, it's too bad. Funny stuff. Very funny stuff. Ken Castro, chocolate milk. That's a good one. God, I haven't had chocolate. I used to like strawberry milk. Ginger ale, of course, for Felicia. Moni G says, you guys are the greatest, but I gotta sign off now. Quit sucking me in. You're all too cool. Well, Moni G, I highly doubt anyone thinks I'm too cool, but I appreciate the kind words to myself in the chat and the FOCs. And if for some reason anyone's watching this and you're not an FOC, friend of the channel, by all means, subscribe. This is what my chats are. We are the ultimate about nothing. We throw a subject out there. We go with it. And I like to say thank you to Herb Pilgrim, who really did a great job with the chat, and Alan Shaw also throwing out really fun subject matters. Ken Castro, everyone who joined in. Just throw out a subject. We like to keep it light, fun. Sometimes I go off on a political rant, but I've been good. I haven't done that tonight, this morning, and I'm not going to. Lemonade, that's a good one. I like ginger ale. I tell you, one of my favorite beverage, a nice cold Coca-Cola in the glass bottle with the swirls. Herb Pilgrim, as everyone's saying goodnight to Moni. I am old left fielder in baseball, however. I had great range, average error rating, and a rag arm compared to the guys on the team. Yeah, I was in high school and football, I was a starting quarterback, and in baseball, I was a utility player. But I enjoyed both sports tremendously. And in boxing, I got hit a lot. Felicia said something, then retracted it. Was she making fun of us? Just kidding. Felicia says, mix some ginger ale with some white wine and you get a spritzer, but I don't drink anymore. That's okay. Just drink the ginger ale. I like to put peach brandy in my ginger ale once in a while. Blade 117. I love Star Wars. I'm buying more Star Wars stuff. I will do a vlog. You finally got it. Good job, Blade. Damn typos. You should do a vlog. Alan Shaw, question. Who was the 9th fielder, left fielder, I think, in Who's on First? Ooh, that's a very funny. Abbott and Costello, that's a funny routine. Who was the 9th fielder, left fielder, I think, in Who's on First? I don't know. Third base. Can't catch the last person you waved ahead of you on a road. Did they thank you? No. I was going down a side street today to work. I almost got hit by a car coming home from work. The asshole, pardon my language, Blade, was on their phone, and it wasn't even the cell phone. He was talking. He was on the. He must have had the ones you can just talk. Wasn't paying attention. He almost went. He turned left when I had the right of way. He nearly hit me. So, and going to work. No, the last person. That is a pet peeve of mine, Ken. I let someone go by and they don't wave. That pisses me off to no end. I should be allowed to bludgeon them to death. Probably kind of harsh, but I think it's fair. That's a great question. There is a total lack, and I can be a bad, angry person sometimes, but there's a total lack of decency, in my opinion, with a lot of things. I'm not going to get into certain things, but if you go on Twitter, you'll know exactly what I mean if there's any type of political discussion. Never try to make a point logically to someone, whatever point you're coming from, because you will find a dink. Again, regardless of your point, it's just going to be a dink. It's amazing to me. Things that are said, just amazing to me. I always wonder if those people would say it if someone's right in their face. Funny to me. Anyhow, but that's a great question. Nope, the last person I let go by did not wave. And Ken says that's a big pet peeve, Al. I agree. You wave. Same thing, you let someone cross the street. It's a quick little wave. My favorite thing is they slow down, regardless of whatever ethnicity, race, color, creed. You get it from everybody every once in a while. They slow down, they look at you. Really? That's when I just want to hit the boom and run them right over. I don't do that because it's not nice. I'm not that bad of a person. But that really annoys me. Just a common lack of decency. Herb Pilgrim. I don't know, Alan. Have to go look up the act with Abbott and Costello. Very funny. Abbott and Costello. Great routine. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know. Third base. Dog says, I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger. Ken Castro, I always wonder how they are brought up. Poorly. They were brought up poorly, Ken. Ken, I know you're a little older than me, but we come from a different generation. There's nothing wrong with, okay, my parents immigrated here legally. let's legally. Do you legally? My dad actually was an American citizen anyway, but his family got caught over in Italy during World War II, so he was there. Okay. My mom didn't come over till the early '60s, and it was very difficult to bring her over. You know, whatever. But again, regardless of where you are in that situation, you cannot have open borders. It is asinine. It is beyond asinine. Democrats on that subject are asinine. Wrong on every point. On every point. Every point. Every point. Amazing to me. Anyway. Herb Pilgrim. Same with holding the door. Oh, that's another one. No one says thank you. Some people do. There's a lot of nice people still in the world. I know I'm going to go off on a... There's still a lot of nice people. As Felicia says, everyone's a tough guy behind the keyboard. Yes, they are. And again, I don't care where you're coming from. But if you want to, like, that's why I don't do it as much. I'll tweet out things on my political beliefs. I look at it. I read at it. I want to try to make sure it's not mean-spirited. Might be funny. You know, I like a little funny, a little zinging's all right with me to tweet out. I try to make sure. I say, is it too mean-spirited? I don't like to do that. But you just get, I mean, I don't know how many times I've been called a Nazi, a fascist, all kinds of wonderful. I'm like, really? Really? That's pretty funny. Because those people obviously don't know the definition of what they're saying. But I find that funny that that's the instant attack point. And it's a lot of them. And it's not like it's people who are supposed to be educated, people who are elected officials who are calling people those names who don't really understand. They don't understand. I'm not, you know, the immigration, the illegal immigration has been going on for years, and you get someone who wants to try to solve it. Again, I'm not saying the person's got the best way of solving it, but it's going to solve some of it. Neither side wants to work with each other. It makes me laugh. You got Republicans obstructing things. You have Democrats obstructing things. You know, it's not what you got voted in for. It's mind-boggling. I watched a thing with the angel parents. The parents who are unfortunately, they had loved ones, unfortunately, you know, killed by illegal immigrants. And people made fun of that on Twitter. What is wrong with human beings? You know, whatever. But, you know, whatever. Obviously, you know, and I'm not saying immigrants are bad. They're not. Legal immigration, go through the vetting process. So, anyhow. Let's go back to the chat. Our thing was, when you let someone go by, they don't say thank you, they don't wave. It's annoying. It's a big pet peeve to me. I really hate that. Alan Shaw. Who, what? I don't know. Tomorrow, today. Why? Because I don't give a darn. So name the missing player. Ken Castro, amen, Al. 100% with you. I thank you. Again, you don't have to. It's common sense. We lack common sense in this country. You can't. Forget about the open. When someone holds a door for you, say thank you. Someone lets you go by in the car, you wave thank you. It's a nice, pleasant thing. It makes the other person feel good, makes you feel good. You don't give the glare, like, huh, really? That's nice. That's nice. You know. Jerry Balls joined us. You're up early or late. How are you, Jerry? Hope all is well. As he says, a country without borders is not a country. You are correct, my friend. You are correct. And there's nothing wrong with guarding your borders. But you have supposedly educated people, young and old, and I'll call them what it is. They're morons when it comes to that subject. It's pure math. Again, whether you believe me or not, I was in politics for over 10 years. 10 years. Worked with all kinds of different people. I'm no longer in politics because there are some people I absolutely hated trying to work with. I'm talking about election process stuff. The person I worked with, a couple of people, two very good friends of the family, one a relative. Talked about some policy issues and things like that with my relative. People don't understand things. They really don't. And you try to be nice and polite and explain things, and they call it, whatever. They're stupid. I'm going to call it stupid. It's just stupid. It's amazing to me. They think everything's this, everything's that. No, think logically. You can be humane, and I'm not saying about certain things, you know. One administration gave away lots of kids to, and look it up if you don't believe me. Don't listen to the news, regardless whether it's Fox, CNN, whatever. Don't listen. Take what they say, look it up for yourself, and see what the truth is. Okay? Again, when you have people mocking angel parents, parents who have lost loved ones, mocking them, why does that not get any coverage? Why can Time Magazine put a false, again, regardless of whether you like the president or not, that's BS. That is a false cover. That little girl was never separated from her mother. They came over illegally. The father didn't even know. He was wondering where they were. I read the article. You know, again, then I look up things, but whatever. You have to have borders. You can't let everyone in. The process should be a legal process. In the day, when someone came over, you had to be sponsored, and the person who sponsored you was responsible for you. But whatever, that's too hard, right? Anyhow, that's my little rant. Blade says, Jerry, you are right. Blade getting on the political discussion. That's cool. Jerry says, hello, Al. Hello, guys. Alan Shaw has hit this out of the ballpark. And again, I have people, I'm probably almost, very few people in my chat probably agree with most of my politics, which is fine. But I'm cordial, I'm polite, okay? Alan Shaw hits it out of the ballpark, though. He says, problem is many politicians have never lived in the real world. No, they haven't. They haven't had a real freaking job, okay? He mentions that, too. I stopped. They haven't had a real job. They only know what's best for everyone or what they believed. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know. They don't. It's right. Again, I'm not saying people have to agree with me. I'm saying people have to work together to come up with solutions. That's all. And when you have one side calling the, again, it goes both ways. I get it. But when one side's really, really over-exuberant, using words that they don't even understand, to use terms like concentration camps. Are you out of your mind? Oh my God. It's hilarious. It's sad. It's very sad. Why don't you work with one another? Okay? It's unbelievable. Felicia, it's a good thing you don't. Because, again, you can't sit there and go back and forth with a debate and try to figure out things. Anyway. I try not to. This is my channel, so every once in a while I go on my little rant. People can agree, don't agree. It's fine. You want to put a person wants to put their opinion. That's always cool. Jerry Ball, I totally agree with you, Al. You're one of the few. Actually, you know what's funny? I always joke that way. There's a lot of people who think very similar to myself and Jerry Ball, and they're not bad people. When everyone, I'm going to tell you right now, when you have FBI agents saying people who voted a certain way are all pieces of crap, imagine that. That, my friends, is a soft coup. You can believe me, not believe me. Read those text messages. Read those text messages. Every one of them should be fired. Every one of them should be brought up, possibly on treason charge. Just fired, at least. Makes me laugh. When they're talking about collusion, and then a prior administration tells their cyber security to stand down, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Anyway. Herb Pilgrim, I think for politics debates, the candidates should be in see-through booths. Their microphone should go dead when the time is up. It's not a bad idea. Ken, you forgot me out. Oh, no, I didn't. Where did I forget you? Did I miss you? Did I go by? No, I said amen, Al. 100% with you. Jerry, just in time, brother. This is in your wheelhouse. Oh, okay. I missed that one. I apologize. All right, we're going to get off this subject. I think there's a lot of good points of view. Again, you got to be logical and humane. Okay? You cannot let people just cross your borders. It's asinine. Yes, they did, Herb. Yes, they did. Ken Castro, thinking about it, Jerry. Just picked up. Ooh, 1952 from Deep Drive. What's Deep Drive Baseball, Ken? Is that another game? Felicia, I'm pretty liberal in my politics view, but I love hearing both sides of an argument. I'm definitely voting Republican for Rhode Island. Well, it's good you listen to both views. I always listen to both views. I try to figure out the best way. And if I was you, not because it's a Republican, your state, just like California, has been run into the ground. Now, I would vote for the other party, absolutely. They can't be any worse. You know. Dog Sidious, I am the Senate. Great line. Concap, C and D Deep Drive, PDF. Is that a free one? Oh, you never want to see a war, Blade. Wars are horrible things. So, but I appreciate your comment. And, ooh, someone messaged me. Oh, nothing important. Alan Shaw says, I always think when people use the "you are a fascist," etc. line, it's because they have lost it. Oh, I know that. They cannot. It's the standard. It's a standard argument, and it's kind of funny if you listen to that side talk. Who are the real totalitarian type of people? It's my. And again, I'm not saying people have to agree with me. You don't. I'm just saying there's two sides to every debate. There's two sides to every argument. And when one side just comes with whatever, name calling, and again, that happens on both sides. No one's perfect. I get that. But whatever. It's just, whatever. I used to let... Okay, here's the other thing. On Twitter, this makes me laugh. I retweet lots of stuff. I let people tweet on my thing. As long as it's not too vulgar, too racy. Because it's my tweet thing. I go on other people's tweets. They never let anyone retweet anything. But yet I'm going to tell you something. I helped a person in the UK on Twitter. Unfortunately, they're paraplegic. And I helped them a lot with tweeting, with finding articles that could help them, things I donated to them via whatever that's called online. And I got tweeted to me a very not nice thing. And I don't think it was directly him, but he retweeted something. I go, you have to, and I unfollowed the person. I said, you really have to think when you, and I could be guilty. That's why I try to look at what I retweet, especially if it's political stuff. Again, if it's a little light zinger, what I find funny, I'll retweet it. If it's harsh, I'll keep it on my page. And I used to have stuff on both sides. But when you get lambasted, and you look on those other people's Twitters, and they don't let you retweet on them. I'm sorry, screw that. You're not retweeting on mine. But yeah, so people, you want to call people Nazis and send them little things. I sat there and I laughed. I go, really? Wow, that's interesting. It's nice. Moral of the story, don't help anybody. Anyhow. From Whoville, the Grinch. Kencaster Al. He has 1971, 2001, 1952, 1982, 26. So is this like one of those baseball games? You like go on the site and you just download the PDF? Is it free? I think you said it's free. And we're going to move away from that. And I shouldn't say that. I'm going to move away from that subject. Everyone can continue chatting what they want. It upsets me. And I'm going to it's because it's silly. There's one side that's absolutely correct in this argument. I'm not saying everything's correct, but the majority is correct. It's mind-boggling to me. I see elected officials saying certain things, and if it was the other way around, get lambasted. It's mind-boggling. When someone says fake, again, I'm not. Almost every news channel is fake news. They go with something. They're not telling you the truth. The beauty about YouTube is I can watch news while it happens. I can watch things. I can see, and I go, that's not true. That's not the way it happened. Clever editing. I've seen it. So, anyhow. Herb Pilgrim. My dad immigrated from Barbados. He watch guarded German prisoners on a factory line. Ooh, Alan Shaw. Oh, got red, white, and blue last week. What a great game! So, Alan, you got the that's a NASCAR game. That's a lot of fun. After further review plays that, and Anthony from Bleacher Bums. Ooh, Blade. Does anyone play Clash of Clans? I have Town Hall 8. My nephew plays that, or a version of that. They have like different kinds of. They're like similar games. We're going to go another 12 minutes. We're going to call it at 3. It's been a really fun chat. Thank you. Felicia's a newcomer to the chat. I mean, I don't know her when I say I know her through chats and YouTube channels. Very nice person, fun person. I hope you had a good time, everyone in the chat. We're going to go another 12 minutes approximately. I always say that, then I go on and on and on. I apologize for my political rant. Actually, I don't. This is my opinion. I thought I was cordial with it. So, I tell you, one of my favorite... You want to talk about a funny game. Because Blade's talking about Clash of Clans. Alan Shaw... Alan Shaw says, Anthony finally persuaded me to pay the cost for it to pay custom. That's, wow. I remember you talking about that. It's an extra 20 pounds. I think you're going to, oh, Alan does say it's worth it. It's a fun game. Again, if that would be one of the games, that'd be one of the games I could play probably. And I got to get my old Fran Tarkenton football game, and I got to show you that. Felicia probably, how do you do the Google Hangout thing? I used to do that when I streamed before, but now I use OBS, but I want to do the Google Hangout because I want people to come in the chat like you guys do. Because we have a whole thing that we're going to do with a show. Alan Shaw, Scram 2018. Herb, I'm gonna go through the chat later to get all the questions to the show. Oh, I tell you, Moni G had good ones. Felicia had the answers. Oh, what is it? What is it? Blade says, what is it? Oh, I wanted to say something to Blade and I forgot. Ah, nuts. Don't get old. Ken Caster, Jerry, running a 16 see now I can't speak anymore. Running a 16 teams tourney with a 1952 set. We use both Hangouts and OBS. Yeah, but how do you get people in the OBS chat though? Blade, oh, I know. You're very cool, Ken. 1952, nice season. Felicia, I can give you a tutorial if you need one out. Thank you. I'd like to, yeah, maybe you and Broke Black Man 94 just to get you in the chat. And then, and again, if Broke Black Man's up, feel better soon, my friend. I met Broke Black Man 94 on Johnny Indie Boots now, on one of his chats. And I used to go on some boxing chat shows. A couple of them in the UK. And then I went on Johnny Indie Boots, who used to be Johnny the Wildling. Johnny the King, as I call him. Wonderful channel. Love Johnny. And he has some... Check out his channel. Him and Iris wonderful footage from Rome. His I guess I will say his girlfriend. And they make such a lovely couple. He's Irish, she's Italian. It's hilarious. They're nice people. Wonderful footage from Rome. But I met Broke Black Man 94 in his chat, and one of the best things I did was go on that chat because I met a couple of really nice people. And I was on the on the show, they let you go on, and they didn't even know who I was. And so I'm listening, and I start talking, and I remember people go, "Who is this guy?" And I remember seeing Broke, and he was just kind of like quiet, and I made him laugh a bit. And he's very smart, nice, and you could see his channel's grown. I love listening to his stuff. It's just fun stuff. So I mean, you do meet nice. There's a lot of nice people. There's some dinks out here, but mostly nice people. As Felicia says, they are the cutest couple. They are. They're funny. Take care, Alan. As Alan is going to go pick up his daughter. Drive safe. Tip of the cap to you, my friend. Thank you very much, Alan, spending some time with us. God bless, as always. That's another funny thing. People actually get offended. I actually had people... I mean, again, they're not whatever. They're not FOC people, but that offends people. That makes me laugh. Now I do it because I do it. I don't care. I didn't care before, but now I doubly do it. Everyone's saying goodnight to Alan. We have 6 minutes to go. Blade says, I use Google Hangout. You know, Blade, you use Google Hangout for your gaming, right? You're better off to try to use OBS. It streams better than Google. You get the sound quality and everything. It's up to you. There's videos on YouTube to see how to use OBS. And ask your parents to make sure it's okay to download that. It's just a recording. I use OBS. What we're doing now is on OBS. I used to do stuff on Google Hangout, and it's been so long. I tried to do it a couple of times. Like, how do I do this again? Herb Pilgrim. Early this evening, I had 3 chats going simultaneously. Had some paused that weren't live. I do that too. I tell you the one thing I really love about YouTube is, like, I could be doing some work. That's why I like people who are descriptive. Because like if I'm cooking or something, or cleaning or something, I'm listening. I love like the chats, like when they're talking about movies or thing or sports. If it's descriptive, Blade says, "How do I use it?" OBS. If you just type in OBS, Blade, on YouTube, in the YouTube search, you'll find a bunch of ways on how to use it. It works good. It streams better. Dog Cities, do you capture a window to a stream Hangouts on OBS? I just use OBS. Oh, yeah. Are you talking to Felicia? They do this other thing where they put I don't know how to. I've seen other people do it. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Like if I want to go to a web page, I want to show it. I don't know how to show that with OBS. Felicia says, to get to the Hangout windows like we do, add source from the URL, I think, but you have to change the audio settings. Oh boy, allergies kicking in now. Oh, that's all right, dog. So we're coming up on 4 more minutes, and what I'm going to do now is start thanking people. We had a fun show. We went 2 hours and 40 minutes. Talked about a lot of different things. I probably should get a little more organized, right? Nah. Thank you to Dog Sidious. Check out his wonderful channel, all things Star Wars and entertainment. Check out Felicia Ilana. She is on Citadel for Trivia. She's one of the hosts, along with Broke Black Man 94 and Mary B. And it's the first time she's been in our live chat. Thank you very much. She was actually in the baseball game, too. I do a lot of retro sports stuff, not for everybody, you know. It's for anybody, but I'm just saying it's not for everybody. Check out Blade 117. Fortnite play. Good young gamer. Blade says, why do you have over 100,000 views but only 350 subs? Because no one likes to sub my channel. That's alright. I don't care. I will give you some advice, Blade. If you want to have success on your YouTube channel, don't talk politics like I do. And I only talk a little bit, but it usually, you know, it's not a good thing. So. Blade says, I also do Twitch. As he's Chris Blade 117. I'll have to check you out on Twitch. I streamed on Twitch once. It was really beautiful and well done. And I was like, 2 people watched, so they didn't save my stream. I wanted to watch it over to see how it came, and they don't save your stream unless you get enough views. YouTube saves everything, you know. All right, back to so. Thank you, Jerry Ball. Thank you, Dog Sidious. Check out his channel. Blade 117. Thank you. Check out his lovely channel. Felicia Ilana. Check her out with the other hosts, Broke Black Man 94 and Mary B on Citadel of Trivia. Herb Pilgrim. Thank you, Ken Castro. Alan Shaw. Scrolling up. We had a fun chat tonight. There's more people. They're just farther up in the chat. I'm going to miss people. I apologize. Moni G. Thank you very much. She's been in the chat a few times. I said Alan. I'm pretty sure I said Alan Shaw. Thank you. And there's a few more people, too. JD was in our chat. See, it only lets me scroll up so far, so if I missed you, I apologize. I always say hello to the people when they come in. And please check out the channels I've listed on the page, friends of the channel. Please check them out. Good people, one and all. As Blade 117 says, I know it's dumb on Twitch. I like it streamed really nice, Blade. It's just I critique all my work, and it didn't save it, Blade, so I couldn't watch it over, you know? Ken Cash says, nice, Jerry. When did you get the new set? Oh, Jerry got his set. Oh, I missed it. Jerry Ball says, the Bats 3 Yankees just defeated the Bats 3 Giants 5-3. Wait Hoyt beats Iron Man Joe McGinty. Dog Sidious says, thank you. Thanks for the stream, Al. It was fun. Have a good night, folks. Everyone take care. It's 3 a.m. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Have a safe weekend. Remember, as John St. Baptiste says, and I forgot to mention him, he has a lovely mute. I had him, he's in the chat on the page, and I forgot to, I can't remember. Lovely music channel. He talks about music. I can listen to him talk about music all day. Be excellent to one another. I like that. I like that. Be excellent to one another. So health and happiness till next time. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. And thank you for spending time with me. And greatly appreciate it. Watch out for the curveball in the dirt. Big left hook. Duck under that. And always move forward. You're going to run into bumps in the road. You will overcome it. You never quit. You need someone to talk to about stuff. Come to chat with Al. Talk about anything. Chat with anyone. If something's bothering you, don't do anything stupid. Okay? And as always, God bless and peace.